can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Sleeping with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Give me a black fist and a thumbs up in the chat room if you can hear me okay, family. Looks like OBS has got some shenanigans going on. I got a couple of different things set up over here, so I want to make sure that everybody can hear me loud and clear before we get started tonight, because we have some very serious subject matter to address. Not going to be doing any sponsorships tonight because it's all serious business. I got a lot to say about this, okay? I'm going to take it some places that a lot of people probably haven't, but trust me, it's for good reason. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room, give me a black fist or a thumbs up. See that you can hear me loud and clear, okay? Back to business, I'm going to make some adjustments, check some things out, but what matters most is if you all can hear me loud and clear on your end, okay? Just a second. All right. Can y'all hear me without any skipping, okay? Is there any break or skippage in the audio? Let me know. Okay. My brother Seven Skill says he can't hear me. All right. Oh, hold on. Let's see if we can get something done about that. All right. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, give me just a second, okay? It looks like I might have this straightened out. I want to make certain, okay? And what the issue is, I'm going to actually mute my mic and I'm going to try something. Give me 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what about now? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Can everybody hear me, okay? We got a lot of lessons to teach over here tonight. Is that better? Let me know. Give me a confirmation. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Everybody hear me okay now? Oh yeah, YouTube is gonna mess with this one. Trust me. Oh yeah, just count on that. They got to do their job, but we're gonna do our job over here tonight. All right, good deal. Looks like everybody can hear me in the chat room. So before we get started, let me mind my manners and go ahead and greet everybody. Gotta give it time to straighten out the new things that I set up over here, because I'm gonna break this down from the A to the zero, and the white supremacists is gonna be very angry, but I'm gonna tell nothing but the truth over here tonight. I see my good brother Seven Skills in the building. The good sister V Mosby is in here. Melanated Tay is in here. The sister Mrs. L, I see you. Salute to you and your husband. Bless y'all's household. My sister Patricia Jenkins, I see you. The Lone Wolf Effect, I see you. Dad Miller TV, what's going on, my brother? Nisha Murdoch is in here. Michael Williams, I see you, brother. Let's see. I see Sidonian Snow in the building. Jason Ferreira is in here. Black Truth United, I see you, my brother. Let's see. Heat St. Cloud is in here. I see my good brother Cool Keezy in here. Let's see. Stolen Ancestors 1526. Salute to you and your husband, and bless y'all household as well. Okay, let's see. Diesel Mike, my good brother on the highways and byways, I see you. Shalelle Peterson is here. Let's see. I make sure I don't miss anybody that I see initially here. Good sister Sakina is joining us. All right. Let me make sure here. Josh Norris, I see you, young man. My good brother Mickey Brooks. Larry B is in the house. Let's see. And I think that's about everybody that I saw. My brother Jesse Paris is okay. Still Kevin Trees. Good brother Project Leroy is on deck. And Lakeisha Morehouse, I see you, good sister. And salute to the good brother Black Truth United for the cash help. I appreciate that, my good man. All right, family. So first and foremost, let me go ahead and address this, because if you see the title and the thumbnail, you know where we're going here tonight. Don't give two shits what white supremacists or white America as a whole think about things. I need to talk to my people in the way that a foundational Black American freedom man is supposed to during incidents like this and actual travesties of justice like this. Family, first and foremost, the brother Jordan Neely should still be here. A lot of people have given their commentary on this, okay? A lot of people have spoken up about certain things, and I agree with most of what they've said, but I'm gonna extrapolate upon a great deal here tonight. Let me tell you something, man. If you have family members that are out there on these streets, I understand that there are certain situations where if that family member is a legitimate danger to people, okay, I understand you making a decision to protect your family. Salute to the good sister Sakina Collins for the cash. Yep, thank you very much, my sister. I understand if you make decisions to protect your family from somebody that's dangerous. We all need to do that. Your family does come first. But however, if it's a situation where flesh of your flesh, blood of your blood, your daughter, your son, is out there on these streets and there's a living parent still present, and you have a roof over your head, it might not be the biggest thing. I don't give a damn if it's a cardboard box. You don't have your child out there on the streets. Now, if it's a situation where there's a mental health issue and your child needs professional help, then you get them that help. But you don't have them on the streets. I got to say this. It's going to make some people angry within my lineage, but I don't really care because it's a problem that needs to be addressed for a long time. I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about who it applies to, and hit dogs will holler. Our brother Jordan Neely was murdered up there in New York by a cowardly, demonic disgrace to all branches of the military, Daniel Penny. We're going to get into that later. There were tethers standing around that watched that cowardly demon sneak up on that hungry, frail brother and murder him because he was having a mental breakdown. And then there were tethers that helped facilitate his murder. We all saw the video footage. We saw the picture. The other half of this that I got to address, and you can unsubscribe and not like what I'm saying because somebody need to tell you this. We got the part about the tethers. And I'm not saying all brothers and sisters in New York because there's some good people up there of our lineage, I know for a fact, and some good non-FBA people. But when it comes to people in my lineage, New Yorkers, for those of you that it applies to, that attitude that a lot of you have up there, where you really just don't, it's almost like some of you are disconnected from your humanity to the point where you will see somebody like a Jordan Neely and be like, oh, that's just normal. We see that all the time up here. See, let me tell you something about the South, okay? Jordan Neely, if he didn't have anything else to eat, anything else could have been provided for him. If he didn't have nothing else, something to eat would have been provided for him is what I'm saying, okay? Something to eat would have been provided for him. If nothing else, somebody would have gave him that. Couple of dollars here. Look, some people, like myself, would have not only given the brother something to eat, but we would have tried to put him up somewhere for at least a week. Like, hey, man, get this room. Go get this XYZ. Because, see, when everybody's running around talking about mental health, a lot of people are saying that today is a damn catchphrase, but they don't really have any empathy or meaning behind it. That's another bad thing about the point of society that we've gotten to. People saying things that have as catchphrases with no real meaning behind it. Let me tell you something, man. And I've never experienced this, and God bless anybody that has. But I'll tell you, man, all you have to do is just be out in the elements, whether it's the rain or the cold or searing heat. And you think about, okay, what would that be like if you didn't have some place to go? One of the things that will really start to crack a person's sanity, because being ex-military, I have seen this myself. Just the mere fact that you would go a long period of time without having the ability to cleanse yourself, okay? To take a shower. Do you understand how that will break the average person's psyche, family? Huh? Do you? I want you to stop and think about this. Think about all the amenities that all of you hopefully in my chat room have, okay? If you have your own house, or you're a younger person that doesn't have your own place, you staying with parents, you get ready to go and turn on a light switch, you got it. Get ready to get you something to drink, you turn on the water faucet, you got that. You got food, clothes on your back. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Now you think about somebody like Jordan Neely that's in a situation in a city like New York. All that humanity up there as far as people. But yet many people don't carry themselves as human beings. See, let me talk to those of you that it applies to. That's why a lot of you assholes, and I'm saying what needs to be said. I don't give a damn what lineage you are. That's why a lot of you assholes don't really do well down here. And the ones of you that do come down here that's worth a damn, you adjust and you're thankful that you can come somewhere where people still act like they got some damn sense. Where people will actually try to look out for you if you in trouble, if you hurt or what have you. See, we got a different set of values down here that has eroded, unfortunately, up there in a lot of these northern states and some other states out west too. We gonna tell the whole truth about that. A lot of times, some of you will come down to places like this and you have so much to say about the people down here, which is why y'all know I don't play the radio about people disrespecting my city of Atlanta, Georgia, or any part of Georgia. Because we'll pick you up when you down, okay? We picked up many people over the decades that have come down here because you've been in these cities like New York where everything is so fast and everybody's so fucking rude and you disconnected from your humanity to the point you think that's normal. And then when you get back around normal people, you see that's not normal. For you to run around and just see somebody, especially of your own, in distress and you just overlook that. And see, let me take this away from the whole, let me go to the men. Let me talk to my brothers, especially of my lineage. But if you're not FBA, you're going to learn something from this too, because see, a lot of people ain't never said what I'm about to say here tonight. It's one thing, and it's a biblical thing. If you don't work, you don't eat. We all agree with that. If you able-bodied and you don't work, you don't eat. We all agree with that. But goddamn it, if you see a brother or sister that's homeless, everybody that's homeless ain't out there by choice. Yes, you have some people that got on drugs and just ruined their whole lives. And even there's even stories to that. I'm not making excuses for that, but these things are true. However, in Jordan Neely's situation, man, if you find out about his backstory, from what I understand, the brother witnessed his mother being killed in front of him. That would be traumatic for anybody. Even if they had not witnessed it, it would be traumatic for someone to just find out about a parent passing, even if it wasn't right in front of them. Now, you think about dealing with that trauma and you don't have a place where you can coalesce and recover from your grief. Let me tell you something, man. And any of you in here that's got any type of soul will be able to relate to what I'm about to say. Grief is so powerful that can actually kill you. Do you understand me? See, you got a lot of these jackasses running around on these different podcasts talking about, well, love is subjective. You can't really determine what love is. Let me tell you something, man. If you grieve for somebody to the point like I'm talking about, that's how you know you love a person. Other way that you know you love somebody is if you want to put your life on the line to protect that person. And everybody in here, especially if you're a parent, you know what that's like. If you're a good one, everybody that's in here that's got a spouse or a significant other, you know what that's like. So now you think about Jordan Neely's situation. Okay, the father has come out and he's outraged, and I understand that, but I got to ask the question, man, where were you at, bro? Your child is your child until the day that you gone. And even after then, your child lived to be 200, you lived to be 2,000. That's still your child. With everything in you, if you're able, you're supposed to go get your child. See, I'm going to tell you something, man. I don't have kids, but if that was my son, I would do everything in my power to go get him. So now, for the Negroes and the bastresses that will take things in the other direction of what I've said, let me talk to y'all for a minute. Let me go ahead and say something to you. A lot of you will sit there and be like, well, man, he out there, man. You don't know what the situation was. You don't know what he did. Okay. And see, this is where I'm finna embarrass you at. Family, what did Joe Biden just do for his crackhead son? Talk to me. What did Jim Crow Joe Biden just do for his crackhead son? Can anybody tell me? And you shouldn't know unless you've been living on the rock. Because, see, I'm going to prove a point with this. Because, see, I'm going to get back to where I was going about men having compassion for the men. But what did Joe Biden just do for his crackhead son? Can somebody talk to me? Oh, yeah. Say it loud. Go ahead. Y'all sound off. I'm looking at my chat room. That's right. He pardoned his son. Now, if you know anything about Hunter Biden, he is a perpetual fuck up. Like most of them folks that go and touch the presidency. George W. Bush, anybody? A C student at Harvard, and before that, a raging alcoholic and a damn cokehead. Only in America can a white man, a white person, ascend to the presidency by failing upwards. So the point that I'm making is, them folks don't give up on their kids no matter what they do. They could kill scores of people. They could rape scores of people, drug addicts, what have you, and they still protect their children. See, the message that I'm sending tonight to a lot of Black Americans, especially my lineage, this shit, man, where, okay, once your kid is 18, you put them out, you better reassess that shit. Because, see, our position, they don't think like you. They know that their children are the future. And again, I'm not familiar with every single issue that Jordan Neely had, but I do know that if he had a living parent, where were you at? Okay, let's just say the father wasn't worth a damn, because I don't know much about his father, okay? But let's just say his father wasn't worth a damn. Where's next of kin at? Where you at? I'm going here for a reason. Because, see, I hear the white folks saying all that, but what I'm saying ain't got nothing to do with what they talking about. Oh, just stick around. I'm going to thread this needle. Where was his next of kin? Because, see, any of my relatives, especially if I know that you in a situation where you need help, I'm going to do everything in my power to help you. And if I can't help you directly, I'm going to be trying to figure out how I can get you the help you need. How the fuck do you walk around as a human being knowing that your flesh of your flesh and blood of your blood, especially your child, is out there homeless in the streets of New York? Have any of you been to that city? If you don't already live there, do you know what the fuck that place is? They literally have rats running around in the streets the size of small fucking kittens. Filthy place. In a lot of instances. And you think about being somebody that doesn't have a roof over your head come wintertime. You're trying to figure out where you're going to sleep and how you're going to be able to keep your hygiene up as best as possible. You walking day in, day out. Scores of people see this, and nobody has any compassion to help you. See, let me take this back to men having compassion for other men. Because, see, a lot of brothers get this twisted. Let me tell y'all something, man. It's one thing to expect an able-bodied man to get up and do for themselves. But in a society that's maintained and run by men, brothers, a lot of us need to rethink this bullshit about we won't help other men. I'm going to tell you why that's flawed logic. We need all hands on deck, especially in Black America, to build up our society. So if one of us is down, see, I guess because I'm ex-military, this means something different to me. If one of your unit is down, you do everything to pick them back up when you're in them trenches because you need everybody to win the fight. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, this attitude that has been shaped towards all men in America, but I'm just dealing with Black America here tonight. This attitude that has been shaped where like all men just supposed to figure out whatever and you don't have no compassion towards your fellow man, that's flawed logic, man. That's flawed logic because them folks damn sure exhibit exactly what I'm saying towards theirs. We've seen this time and time again with different scenarios, okay? But I'm talking to my people. If you one of the people that description fit, you need to check yourself, man. You do. Because this hour of our history that we in here, I'm not saying you got to do every single thing for a person, but damn, man, have some compassion for your fellow brother, man. Especially if you're going to call yourself any type of Christian or Muslim, or if you're going to claim to be pro-Black, Black first, whatever. How you going to do that without having any compassion for your fellow man? I'm not talking about some goofball that's out here being a jackass and just throwing their life away. I'm talking about somebody that you can recognize needs help. Huh? And damn sure if it comes to anything about a Black person's life being taken out, see, let's address these tethers. understand why they stand around and watch that, because hell, they can be in their countries where they're the majority and will sit there and let them folks come around and brutalize them when they outnumber them 12-1. You seen it. I've showed y'all the videos over the years. One Chinese man, a white man come over there, start beating up on them. Hell, I just showed on a previous broadcast, a couple broadcasts back, where you saw white dude rolled on up into, this village over there and snatched up this African dude. And they just standing around talking about don't fight back. And he choked him out and drug him outside the gates of his community. And all them sorry bastards just stood there and watched. So I get why they do it. That's for their people to figure out. But as far as my people, now I know that there's some ride or die New Yorkers, especially my lineage around. And I understand that it couldn't have been too many on that train. But damn it, a few of them probably had to be. Now, come on, the whole train wasn't none LBA people. I ain't gonna even sit here and say that. You can't make me believe that. And see, then, let's just say, never mind the train, before that day. Oh, it's FBA people in New York. You mean to tell me you saw this brother? And I'm talking specifically when I say this. Let me be clear in my language. You mean to tell me as a man, because I wouldn't tell another woman to go walk up to a homeless dude or a homeless person by herself and try to do anything. So I got common sense enough to know that, yes, a lot of brothers and sisters out there have serious mental issues. But if you're a man, brother, you just sit there and see this man day after day. You don't even try to put nothing in his pocket. Hell, you don't try to say, hey, man, check this out. Let me give you something to eat. Put you over here in a little efficiency for about a week. Stay there, bro. Hopefully you ain't got no drug habit. Let me see if I can get you some work. See, what I'm saying? If you the type of person that's from New York or anywhere and you think that shit is funny, your bitch ass is a part of the fucking problem. And we don't need you in Black America if you think like that. We don't. We need people that have signal to recognize the condition of our people. And how you going to produce justice if you don't help the least amongst you that needs justice? Huh? Justice is making sure that the person that needs the most help get the help they need. In a community, that's what you're supposed to do. And see, we knew that back during the Jim Crow era. Our ancestors knew that because we were all we had to rely on. And this is another reason in conjunction with us losing our economy is why I say that integration was the worst thing that ever happened to us, because see, as soon as we could go to these white folks' establishments, as soon as they let us in, oh man, we started thinking that, all right, once they let me in, I can live, and this is the Sambo class amongst us, because the Boule fits this perfectly. Once them folks let you come around them, you start living out your fantasies that you had before you could be around them, but I wish I knew what it was like to be white. Let me say something on record right now. The worst things in Black society come from what I just said. Us being in close proximity to them people. Do we have our issues and problems before that? Sure, we do. But it got worse when we were allowed to be around them because we started to adopt their thought processes on many different things that were unacceptable in Black America. You hear what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure I said this at the onset of the broadcast, man. Rest in peace to the brother Jordan Neely. Condolences to his family. But damn it, you better let him be the last one, New York, if you're my lineage. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? I don't give a fuck if you don't like how I'm saying it. You better let him be the last one. If you standing around and you see another Black person being accosted by these demonic alabaster cowards, he better be the last one, damn it. There's no way in hell that I'm going to be anywhere, especially here where I am now, and I see another Black person, even when I got problems with, I'm not going to stand there and watch them crackers harm you like that. That's just not going to happen. I've never done it, and I will never do it as long as I have strength in my body, okay? That's what manhood is about if you really love your people. And I got to show you something. Because see, a lot of people are kind of being quiet about this. They're not saying what they need to say. I'm not pulling any punches over here tonight. This son of a bitch right here. Oh, yeah. I know y'all seen this. Eric Adams, a former cop, by the way. Eric Adams defends Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely death, slams the media. Now, I heard the comments that this Sambo made because, see, you need to understand something about a lot of Negroes like him that will go and get in law enforcement or corporate America, or anything in society. Once they get to a certain point and they get around them folks, they start to think, okay, I'm the special one. I'm better than the rest of you Negroes. They let me up here. They laugh with me. Some of them invite me to places with them. I'm special. Well, Eric Adams, you son of a bitch, I really hope that for whatever reason, after Trump gets finished using you, I really hope he don't give you no pardon. I hope he let them folks eat your ass alive, because I, for one, will not be co-signing any help for you. You low-life bastard, you. If you that disconnected from your people, that you can't realize that you should have been speaking out against this, or if you were going to say anything, you would have come out better not saying nothing. I would have respected that more. But you come out in defense of this? See, family, you need to understand the danger of this, because, see, I'm going to teach all the lessons that need to be taught over here tonight about this. We have to make sure the younger generation gets this, and somebody got to have the balls to say it. You cannot have people like this unaware or willfully ignorant of the threat of white supremacy that poses. A white man can just roll up behind a homeless black person and choke him out and kill him, and you already saw beforehand how people were acting about that. See, a Negro like that, be it man or woman, they're the ones that think, okay, they wouldn't do it to me. I'm the special one. You separate from us. That means you not our people. You belong to them. And that means when they come for you, you're over there on your own. Don't expect any help from me. I better get this bastard out the way. He got to go. He can't stay in office. Anybody talking like that, that's treason to the nation of Black America. You understand? That's treason. You can't let that slide. And I won't. But you know why? Because I'm still in my right frame of mind. I've said it many times. When our ancestors lived on plantations, a lot of people shouldn't have came with us, family. A lot of people should have been dealt with right then and there. As soon as we got outside the bounds of that plantation, folks should have been like, yeah, you were the one that told Massa, weren't you? We got something for you. Let's go ahead and put you down right here. Son of a bitch right here is descended from those types of cowards. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't done yet, though. I don't know. We're going to cover all the bases over here. See, because y'all remember when I told you about this and I saw how it was going? A lot of you know that I was trying not to say too much about it, but when I finally did, I said, yeah, I'm looking at how they setting this up, and I see where it's going. Alvin the Chipmunk Bragg, you sorry son of a bitch. Letitia James and all the rest on it hopped up running after Trump. Where your sorry black asses when your people need you? Huh? Where your sorry black asses when your people need you? The least amongst us, the most helpless amongst us, Jordan Neely. Where you at for him? Alvin Bragg, man, y'all see this. Daniel Penny trial judge agrees to drop the manslaughter count after jury deadlocks twice. And I'm going to say it again. The proper choice was not manslaughter. It should have been first-degree murder because, again, that's what Derek Chauvin committed on camera when he knelt on George Floyd's neck and killed him in front of us. And that's what Daniel Penny committed. Well, he sat there and snuck up behind this man and kept choking him till he was out. Okay, so let's just say, because I'm going to take all this bullshit excuses away that they've been saying. Let's just say he was trying to be a good Samaritan. Oh, you just so scared that this man is going to do something to people. After you restrain him to the point that he's on the ground and you in control, you ain't supposed to keep no chokehold on him. You supposed to, hey, man, I'm going to restrain his hands. Hey, go get the cops or whatever, this guy ain't in his right frame of mind. But see, you didn't have your hand, no right to put your hands on that man at all. Not because he was saying something, he was talking loud. Oh, we're going to get to that too here tonight because, see, white America, I see a lot of you celebrating. You really don't understand the precedent that you've set now. And I've waited to say this on my platform. I didn't want to say this on anybody else's platform. I will be totally responsible for this over here. White America, from now on, I'm going to tell you, all black people with sense, the minute one of yours get irate or start acting funny, we're going to neutralize that threat. You hear me? These are the rules you set. Remember, this is what you want to play by, because see, for the longest time in this nation, y'all think that we don't love our family members the way you do. And in Jordan Neely's situation, this is why I said what I said at the beginning of the broadcast, because I don't understand, damn, where your aunts, where your uncles, where your cousins, somebody. No uncles, no nobody, ain't nobody reach out. Man, no, I ain't finna let my nephew be out here like that. Whatever happened, at least if you tried it, now it'd be one thing if you tried to help him and then he ran away and jumped back out in the streets. Okay, at least you tried. I would love to know if he tried to get help from any of his family and they denied him. See, I really, because I'm putting everybody on blast with this. All the white supremacists are cowards. They deserve it. But damn it, where was this man's blood kin at? Got to the point that his murderer was acquitted in choking him to death. Okay, white America, I'm glad you went there with this, because see, here's what Alvin the Chipmunk Bragg had to say. In case y'all hadn't heard this was his official statement, courtesy of the New York Times. The decision was a defeat for the office of Alvin Bragg. Really? So it's a defeat for your office, Alvin the Chipmunk Bragg, but you threw out the charge and allowed them to drop that charge? Then the weird shit about you could only charge them with one thing or the other. I've never seen them pull that with a black person. Whatever they charge us with, they give us all the damn charges. Oh boy, isn't it great to be in that alabaster system of I'm white and I say so. His statement goes on to read. Manhattan's district attorney, in a statement on Monday, Mr. Bragg said that the jury has now spoken. Yeah, have, and I would love to know the entire makeup of that jury, but we can all tell. We deeply respect the jury process and we respect their verdict, he said. In his statement, Mr. Bragg also noted that the prosecutors and their families had been besieged with hate and threats on social media, by phone, and over email throughout the trial. Simply put, this is unacceptable, and everyone, no matter your opinion on this case, should condemn it. So you say that the threats were unacceptable, but actually taking a homeless man's life that didn't put his hands on nobody, didn't have a weapon, that's not unacceptable, Alvin the Chipmunk Bragg? See, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm one of the few people that will often say it. I'm not somebody that call everybody a brother and a sister. I'm not somebody that say everybody should be forgiven. I'm not somebody that say, hey, once you stab us in the back, if you just do this, you can come back in. I'm the guy that says, throw this motherfucker outside the gate and no further will you ever pass again. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Dr. John Henry Clark said it. Our compassion, our beautiful humanity is one of our greatest strengths, and it's also our greatest weakness. It's a double-edged sword. I'm going to tell you why I am the way I am, because I love my people. And I love my people enough to learn from how we've been treated in past and present day. And it's your responsibility, if you learn something, to say, okay, now that I've learned from this, let me act on the things I have learned. In other words, what men are supposed to do in Black America, black men, foundational Black American freedmen men, is who I'm talking to in particular. We're supposed to make sure that we're the proper gatekeepers and we don't let certain threats in. And we keep abreast of the things that are in the community that need to get out. And I'm telling you now, the Alvin Braggs, the Eric Adams, the Letitia James, Fannie Willis, Tanya Chuck, and all of them, none of these bastards should get our support. They put all that energy into going after Trump, but you can't put energy into trying to get this son of a bitch here. Because, see, you got to understand why I'm so passionate about this. You will never find a situation where a black man or woman will sneak up behind a white person that's homeless and choke them out. I don't care what they were saying. They could be actually jumping on people. If one of us choked one of them out to the point that they expired, none of them will be calling us a hero. Can't think I'm lying about that. Are they calling Officer Byrd a hero after he did his job defending the nation's capital? Shot one time and got Ashley Babbitt on up out of here because she was ready to be finished with all her living. She was an insurrectionist and a damn terrorist, and she got what she deserved. They're not calling him no hero, are they? Yet you got some Sambos that are actually agreeing with that. And yeah, some of them are tellers, but not all of them. Oh yeah, I like to be realistic. Yeah, a lot of the tellers gonna go along with it, but not all of them are tellers. We're gonna prove that here tonight too. Oh yeah, because I told y'all, I know what y'all over here for too. I'm gonna address all of it. Trust me, we gonna get there. Let me show you something else. Oh yeah, well, let's go here. Take a good look on your screen. Does anybody recognize who that is? Does anybody recognize that name that's on the screen up there right now? Does anybody recognize that? Y'all know who that is? Talk to me. Who's that, family? Especially my young people. Do you know who this is? If you're young, you better know who this is. You recognize him? Kyle Rittenhouse. Mm-hmm. Congratulations on your not guilty, Daniel Penny. Mm-hmm. Oh, that ain't all he had to say. Oh, he had more to say. Kyle Rittenhouse. I understand better than almost anyone the joy Daniel Penny is feeling right now. Today's verdict speaks for itself. Jury got it right. I pray that Daniel gets to decide the direction of his life and not the media or bad actors. He deserves to live the life he wants to live. Mm-hmm. Now, that's what Kyle Rittenhouse had to say because, you know, they let his punk ass off and everybody, for any idiot starts, let me go ahead and get the two things out the way that the Sambos love to say with your scary asses. I'm going to address you right after I make this statement. The first statement the Sambos like to say, well, he didn't kill no black people. Because, you know, they can't be bothered to pay attention to anything that's actually serious. When all of us that kept up with that know that he was talking about wanting to kill black people on video. And that's what he was out there to do. He just wasn't able to get the drop on anybody. Because all the brothers out there saw what he was up to. So for you Sambos start, got that out the way. Now let me deal with the other thing that I said in a previous broadcast. You scary, cowardly Negroes that are out here talking about, man, you can't say nothing about that because George Zimmerman's still running around. And I'm going to say it yet again, you stupid bastard. Where the fuck is George Zimmerman running around in a black neighborhood, walking up, intimidating black people, talking about you niggas? The stupid sons of bitches that say that, because I'm tired of coddling people like that. The stupid sons of bitches that say that. They can never answer the question if any one of us, like myself, asked them, okay, you said that. When the last time you seen George Zimmerman? Where is he at? Do you know where he is? Are you sitting on this information? Where is the black neighborhood where he walking around? That man ain't nowhere near black people. So when y'all hear some coward saying that, see, I'm going to tell you why I say coward. Because, see, we are in times going forward now, and this is going to terrify you cowards. A lot of you are going to hate what I'm about to say, but I want y'all to pay attention. The statement that the brother Cat Williams made about a lot of truth was going to be revealed, we see it happening right now. That's already been set in motion. We're not going back to a time where it won't be revealed like this from now. I hope you understand that the hour of our history right now is an hour of truth. Not because Cat Williams said so or any man. It's definitely not myself. It's because God said so. And see, you cowards, we're at a time now where, especially in Black America, we're going to see who the men are and we're going to see who the cowards are. Because, see, the people that always talking about, we can't say nothing about that because George Zimmerman's still running around, you keep trying to use that as a distraction because if there's ever a situation where the community needs to be defended and it come time for the men to stand up, your bitch ass is going to be the one hiding behind the women and the children. Oh, yeah, don't think I don't see through that. Do y'all get that? Do you understand why those people keep saying that? Huh? I want my audience to be clear on when you hear somebody saying that, that's a scared son of a bitch right there that know that you ain't prepared to defend yourself. Definitely not a wife, not children, not a community, not even your own relatives. I know fear when I hear it. I don't have any running through my veins of this oppressor of ours. I am not afraid. I will not be afraid. It is our God-given right to exist in lawfulness and peacefulness without having our lives threatened or taken. And I'm willing to fight to defend my freedom in my life. That's my God-given right, and it's yours as well. Them cowards that keep talking like that, those are the liabilities amongst us. And we need to let them know when any Negro say that, hey man, you on your own when things go down. And it's going to come faster than they think. Trust me. We're going to be tested, brothers. Do you hear me? I'm going to tell you why. I've run down this list before. The reason why we're going to be tested, their birth rates are in the tank. They're steadily plummeting towards beyond replacement level. So the more that those numbers fall, they're going to be more erratic and they're going to be more violent. The white supremacists, okay? They took the biggest losses of all humanity in this country during the pandemic. They try to lie about it because that's what they always do when they take a L. They try to cover it up. They lie so much till they lie to themselves and start to believe it. They got their mass shooters killing their own people. Opioid crisis going on. And then last but not least, family, last but not least, they continue to do injustice towards us, God's children. They sit here with this legally unpaid debt of reparations over their head. They'll pay any and everybody else and won't have a problem with it, but you won't make things right. See, this is why your situation is not going to turn around, white America. I'm talking to you. You see, I don't have any problem saying that a lot of them, the greater majority of their people, are irredeemably evil, and I'm going to tell you why. Watch this. I see 81 people in my chat room. Let me ask y'all something, black folks, and I want you to be completely honest. Even the worst of their killers that have done things to their people. Let's use one, for example, to put clear context on this. Remember Dylan Roof when he shot them 9 brothers and sisters in that church? Family, did any of you have your children mocking his death on social media? Let's name another name. Couple names. The murdering race soldier that killed our sister Sonia Massey. Do we have black children wishing for that officer's death, saying anything like that? Oh, I'm threading this needle for a reason. The killers of Breonna Taylor, Eric Chauvin, even though he's in prison and on an incorrect charge, it should be first-degree murder. Do we have our children mocking their deaths in any type of way, even when they've done things to us? Do we? Where are the pictures on social media of little black boys and girls mocking their people, even the most evil amongst them? You see the point that I'm making to you, white America? You're done. You teach this in your homes to your children. We see it all over social media now. This is why I told the people that follow me on X, don't go back and forth with them white supremacists. You talking to a ghost. Not because I say so, because God's judgment is upon them. These people will sit there and call Jordan Neely everything but a child of God, George Floyd, etc. And then they'll turn around and take their funky ass to a church talking about they Christians. That's how you know we don't serve the same guy. You better think about their clan sisters who actually were set up in church in a so-called house of God, which is not ours, and planned the lynchings of our people. Oh, yeah. There's documented evidence of this. This is why they want that history taken out of schools. But we remember, and it's up to us to make sure that our children don't forget who these people really are, who these demons really are, rather. Demons posing as people. Human beings don't do that. Huh? So that's why your time is up. You've taken no measures to turn around, and you cannot say that the Most High and all his grace and loving kindness, undeserved loving kindness, hasn't given you plenty of time to correct your error against his people. You can't reverse this. There's nothing your scientist is going to be able to do about it. There's nothing that Donald Trump or Joe Biden or whoever you put in office is going to be able to do to reverse what's coming upon you. And you want to know what? The almost sad thing about it is, when that time comes, because see, they're laughing at what I'm saying, and that's fine. They can laugh, but see, I know where you're going, and you know where you're going. Just look at them birth rates. If you don't believe nothing else, your scientists know how bad your situation is. Let me tell you something. If you don't believe nothing else I said, all you got to do is look at your behavior. Imagine if the Most High came down here right now to judge them all and all of this that they got going on social media with their demonic behavior, mocking the life of innocent people over the years. Where you think he gonna send you, huh? You condemned yourself. That's the irony of it all. So for me, when they say all that stuff, it doesn't bother me. You actually speeding up your time out of here. And the world will be better off without you, because everywhere you've gone, you've been a cancer on the earth. Everywhere. They've never, ever, you can't find any place in recorded human history that these people have gone in peace with other people. Everywhere you go, you get welcomed in, you come there, you get comfortable, and as soon as you get the lay of the land, you come back and try to conquer people, steal from them, murder people, everywhere around the world. Hell, you were doing it to yourselves before you even encountered black people up in the Caucasus Mountains. So when they call you a savage, young black man, young black woman, this is why we tell you to know your history, because they have been nothing but the epitome and the actual blueprint of what a savage is in modern times. Civilized people don't conduct themselves the way that a Kyle Rittenhouse or a Daniel Penny does. No, we could not catch up to the world record of genocide that these folks hold. No matter what we do, we can't catch up to the evil these people have done. Look at the British Empire. They conquered, which, by the way, the word conquer is theft plus murder, by the way. That's really what that is. They conquered half the damn world. Still sitting on stolen wealth from countries in Africa and won't pay reparations. Huh? And these are the people that you're going to sit here and let try to wag their finger at you in some type of moral capacity. They don't have no moral high ground to stand on because they're constantly defending what's wicked. I don't want that around me. And I will not feel sorry for them when they go. I don't feel sorry for anything about them because their condition has been engineered when it comes to that opioid crisis. They sit here for the longest time, mass incarcerated black people. Oh, it was a crime when our people was on the drugs that you put in our neighborhood. But when your people start doing it, they need treatment, they need help. Here's the irony about it. You're running around giving them cans of Narcan and you're not getting them no help. So the problem is getting worse and worse and worse. And before this broadcast is over, I'm going to show you just how bad it's getting, family. See, they want to scare black people. They want you in a state of distress. They want you saying, oh, it's hopeless. Things ain't going to never change. Oh, no. I'm here to tell you, I am calm and confident. Their time is almost up, man. They're speeding it up every day as we speak. I ain't done yet. Oh, I'm going to prove everything I'm saying. Let me show you something. One of the things the white supremacists keep trying to do, they keep trying to compare this case with Jordan Williams here, the brother that stabbed and killed a homeless man to stop him from attacking people in New York. They keep talking about, oh, the bail was zero and the charges was dropped. They keep trying to do a false equivalence. Now, I'm going to show you just how wicked these people are, okay? I'm going to show you how wicked they are with their gaslighting. They keep trying to compare these cases and say they're the same thing. Watch this. Jordan Williams situation and Daniel Penny situation, what he did, totally different. Shout out to our good brother, Greg Marcel Dixon. Brother Greg, he pointed this out. I have seen a lot of stupid bigots saying that these two cases are the same. They are strikingly different, and they definitely are. Jordan Williams stabbed a homeless man who was actually attacking people, which is the truth. In the case of Jordan Neely, all witnesses testified that he never threatened or approached anyone. Jordan Neely was murdered simply because people felt scared. This is going to backfire, and it will be the ones celebrating this injustice. And it will be on the ones that celebrate this injustice. And I agree with our brother Greg Marcel Dixon. He is absolutely correct. Because, see, the other thing that shows you that a lot of these white supremacists are demonically evil and irredeemably so. Let me tell you something. And salute to Marcus the Ramus for the cash out. Thank you very much, my brother. To go to show you that they're irredeemably evil, Family, they keep talking about the prior arrest record and history of Jordan Neely. But see, they not going to deal with exactly what happened that day. See, when it's their people, oh, you can't bring up anything prior. Look, I'm not being hyperbolic. Look at the trial with Kyle Rittenhouse, where the judge said you can't bring up none of the video footage where he's on camera talking about wanting to kill black people, which would have proved that that was premeditated what he did. Huh? We don't get that kind of $1 million worth of whiteness in no court of law. We don't. The other thing why these demonic white supremacists have no moral high ground to stand on, we don't uphold even those within our community that do wrong. We don't. If you black and you do something wrong and we can see that it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt and we know you guilty, we don't sit there and try to defend that. That's one of the things that separates us from these damn irredeemable demons. But see, demons are going to go to hell where they're supposed to be. And they're hastening their retreat back to where they belong. Because if you sit in a church after you've mocked the death of Jordan Neely and you actually think that that's right, the universe recognizes you're not supposed to be around normal people. And it has a way of correcting itself. Oh, we're not done, family. I told you this was going to hurt tonight. Let me show you something. If you've been a subscriber to this channel for any length of time, you know I've often taught you about the Overton's Window method. And we're going to go over it again here tonight because, see, we got several needles to thread, and this is very important that you all understand how this is being used currently in society right now by white supremacists. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Overton's Window is, you're about to get a quick lesson in what this is. Let's read this together. A new idea fills the window of what the public views as unthinkable. You see the new idea on the left, causing the desired idea to shift into the window of what the public views as sensible without explaining any benefit of the desired idea. Now, what's this new idea? Actually, it's not new at all in America, but they just keep reinventing ways to try to make this acceptable amongst society and condition us to accept it. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, go ahead and put white supremacy in the new idea box, okay? Follow me, follow me. You take white supremacy, which is the desired idea of the dominant society in America, most, anything over 50% is most. And yes, we know that it's most because look how they react to the Jordan Neely situation. Oh, yes, white supremacists, you're going to hate this listen over here tonight because, see, most of you have reacted in a way where you're upholding the coward Daniel Penny, a disgrace to all branches of the military, as a hero. Oh, yeah. See, I love it when they give me everything I need to condemn them. Now, amongst civilized people, if you look over here at the far left, under the new idea, amongst civilized people, white supremacy should be unthinkable. But as it progresses, when you have their white supremacist mouthpieces and politicians, their entire system, it goes on to become radical. Then it becomes acceptable, which is where it is now, because most of America, white America, thinks it's acceptable to be a white supremacist and do whatever you want to black people, and you're not supposed to have any penalty come upon you for it. To the point that you will raise millions of dollars on Give, Send, Go to defend a murderer like Daniel Penny. Further proof that you are wicked. See, I'm just a mortal man. Imagine if God Almighty put them on trial and used just the evidence that I'm stating right here alone. You can't go nowhere but the hell after the verdict is rendered on your ass. Oh, I ain't done. Then you make white supremacy sensible. Then it becomes popular. And then, ladies and gentlemen, here's where they have systematically kept their feet on our necks for generations and decades. It becomes policy. Gentrification. Making sure that our children are not properly educated in schools. Making sure that we don't have the proper nutrition. Making sure that you can't own businesses in your community, but you'll put foreigners in there so that we don't get our economy back that we lost and gave up during Jim Crow, so that we can't build our own hospitals, grocery stores, okay? Fund and build our own schools. Everything that we need, control our own banks, okay? Because see, when you can do all of those things, you're not dependent on your oppressor for nothing. So you better study this Overton's Window right now, before I move on, I want y'all to screenshot this and I want you to study this. Do you understand me? I want you to screenshot this. And I want you to keep this and I want you to look at it, especially if you're a young black person listening to this broadcast. I want you to look at this and then look at how it applies to society today with a range of different things, especially towards Black America. It's most important for you young people to study this because amongst your peers, this is how they think. You better understand something. Look at Daniel Penny. He's not an old man. That's a young white man. Kyle Rittenhouse is not an old man. That's a young white man. Why do I keep saying this? Because that proves that that ideology is still being taught to them in their family. And that's what you're going to have to deal with, young black man and young black woman. Your peers are not your friends. In majority, very few of them will prove to be people that you can say, you know what? This is a good white person here that does not think like the rest of their people, but you got to understand the danger that puts them in. Because, see, again, to prove the point that they're irredeemably evil, you think about how evil you got to be to turn on one of your own that's trying to stand up for justice for all people, and then you want to kill that person or ostracize them to the point that you economically starve them out of your society. Because this is what happened to certain white people during Jim Crow that stood with freedom riders. They killed them too. They're like, oh, you worse than the Negroes because you betrayed your own. Huh? So you better take a good screenshot of this Overton's window. We're not done. I told y'all, the case I'm going to make over here tonight,
everyone.
They ain't going to be able to argue with nothing I'm about to say. Family, I want you to check this out. And go ahead and let me know if you can still hear me clearly in the chat room because we're not done teaching this lesson over here, okay? I know this hideous face on the screen. You're like, brother, why are you showing me Megyn Kelly? Well, I need to show you Megyn Kelly, okay? I need to show you Megyn Kelly. You need to see this, okay? Family, I'm going to play this interview, a portion of it, and I'm going to stop it at different parts because I really want you to hear how most of white America is thinking because they agree with this, okay? Oh, but I'm going to burst their bubble on a couple of things. So we're going to let this get started and prepare to take notes.
I'm Megyn Kelly. Welcome to the Megyn Kelly Show, where Christmas came early. Thank God Daniel Penny has been found not guilty.
I want you to take a good look at this demonic shoe-faced demon right here, okay? With her hands up in the air, talking about thank God that Daniel Penny has been found not guilty. See, family, I said everything that I said at the beginning of the broadcast for a reason. Do you think that these people really know the God that we claim to serve, most of us? Do you really think that? Because if they knew God, they would know that the Most High that loves all his children would not have you celebrating this. This is how delusional they are. And see, I further need to make sure that you understand that most of them, I don't care what church they sitting up in, they don't believe in the Most High. They don't, because if they did, they would not move the way they move. They would be in fear of treating any of God's children the way that they treat people. You wouldn't have a Jim Crow. You wouldn't have a system of chattel slavery. You wouldn't go around the world creating genocide and wiping out entire races of people. A people that has God in them, created in his image, don't move like that. You understand? I want you to be clear on that. For them, the God they serve is nothing more than Satan himself. You understand? The God they serve is symbolic. What they have on the money and God we trust, no, they don't trust in God, because when do they ever see God's counsel to deal with anything? If you did trust in God as you say, then you would have gone ahead and paid reparations for slavery a long time ago. Hell, you would have never tried to enslave our people in any capacity, anywhere in the world. Huh? So I just wanted to go ahead and get that in. We're going to let this shoe face heifer continue because there's a lot more to break down.
Thank God. Thank God. I think all of us are feeling the same thing. Thank God. And how on earth was he charged in the first place? Right? And we are going to dissect those two questions. Well,
I want you to see how sick she looks, okay? To see, a part of the problem with white supremacy is, for the longest time, nobody really tells them, you people are insane, to the point of being demonically so. Most people really don't say that, even in our own lineage. We'll go back and forth and argue with them, but see, I'm cut from a different cloth. You look at this woman's face. Look how happy she is about this. Because see, family, for any of you white people listening, I'm going to tell you how you know that you are demonically insane and no form of God lives within you at all. You know that you wicked, rotten, and evil because if a black man had done that to one of y'all, or a black person had done that to somebody that was homeless in your community, you wouldn't be up here saying that. Imagine it, family. I want you to walk with me mentally on this because you know the truth of this. Do you think if Daniel Penny was a black man that did that to a homeless white person, that Megyn Kelly would be saying, thank God that he's free and he's innocent? We all feel the same way. You think she'd be saying that? Oh, yeah, because see, family, I'm not even just talking directly to you. I'm talking to you alabasters that's sitting there listening from the clouds. I know you watching. I know you watching. That's how you know you evil. Because see, if you thought it was justice, you would say that no matter what color the person was. But you never have and you never will. Because the minute that somebody wrongs anybody in your community, oh, you want all types of justice. And the minute that you look, watch this, family. I'm finna show you why I'm finna hurt their feelings with this. Family, to this day, they still running around here talking about O.J. Simpson that was guilty. Never mind that a racist cop, Mark Furman, planted evidence. Never mind that them gloves did not fit his hand. Never mind that O.J. had arthritis. Never mind that there was no way he was going to kill two people with one knife, change all his clothes, get in there and just go hauling ass. I mean, none of that made any sense. But because it was a black man that got off, oh no, he got to be guilty. Oh, the system is the worst thing in the world. But see, as soon as a Daniel Penny come along, that we clearly saw kill somebody. You didn't see OJ kill nobody. There's no videotape. There's no audio tape. There's no nothing that proved he killed them people. But when it's one of their own on video, oh boy, they celebrate. You see, that's how you know they're evil beyond our redemption. Because see, I know, and this is what pains me. There's some black people listening to me right now like, man, don't say that they're irredeemable evil. No, prove me wrong on what I'm saying. Prove me wrong on what I'm saying. Because see, that's the sad part. You still have some black people, even though my lineage, still trying to say, well, you know, everybody can change. No, they can't. No, they can't. No, they can't change. You don't stay the same for hundreds and hundreds of years and have this type of mentality. And you really look at this woman's face. See, the only way that they would feel pain behind something like that is if it happened to somebody that's in their family. I guarantee you, if Jordan Neely was her relative and a black man choked them out, she wouldn't be saying, thank God he's free. Yeah. I told you, I'm going to make it hard for them to argue with me tonight. Let's let it continue.
Thank God is something we're thinking about a lot these days. I think since November 5th, a lot of us have been saying that many, many times. Things are about to change in America for the good, in the world for the, they're already starting to. But this is, it feels like divine intervention because that thug, Alvin Bragg, brought these charges where they never should have been brought.
Oh, Alvin the Chipmunk Bragg. Oh, brag. I hope you understand that Megyn Kelly is a mouthpiece for most of white America, Alvin Bragg. It further goes to show you that when white supremacy is finished with its tools, it breaks them, because Alvin Bragg and all of them that went after Trump on them frivolous charges, they're going to get theirs. Or if they were wise, they would get the hell out of the country, because as you also probably have seen in the news cycle, Jim Crow Joe Biden went to pardoning people left and right. And they're saying that he could consider some preemptive charges against the people that went after Trump, but ain't none of the black people going to get that. I promise you that. How am I so confident in saying that? Look at the way the Democratic Party treated black people here in this past election. You got Kamami's own black staff coming out talking about how bad they've been treated. We saw how they treated Black America for the last 4 years when they did get in office. And you think that Jim Crow Joe is going to have a change of heart and say, you know what? These bootlicks that did our dirty work, let's give them some preemptive pardons. Oh, no, he ain't going to pardon not one of their black asses. And they deserve it, too. They deserve everything that's coming. Mark my words and mark this broadcast. You be like, damn, bro, you told us he was going to go after every single one of them. All of them. And they deserve everything they get. Now, I want you to look at this demon right here. All giddy and happy. Talking about things are going to change in America for the better. White supremacists, you really don't understand what you've done to my people. The more that you commit these egregious acts, the less and less compassion my people have for you. And that's saying something when black people don't have no more compassion for you. Once that's completely gone, I posit to you this. I'm just a mortal man. I will never claim to know the complete understanding and the ways of the Most High. But I'll say this to you. I'll throw this out here and y'all can tell me what you think about this. What happens, white America? What happens, white America, if the compassion of black people? Because see, they never thought about what I'm about to say. What happens if I'm right? What happens if the compassion of black people is tied to all the time that you have on earth? What happens if that compassion runs out completely and your time is up? You better be careful. Our compassion could be the hourglass of your existence that the Most High is using to measure how long you stay here. More things that you keep doing like this, the less and less of it is going to be remaining for you. I'm telling you now. You can celebrate this all you want, but see, in history, if you study how they act, they've always been an arrogant people, even to their detriment. And they refuse to change. See, this is why I keep telling y'all over the years, arrogance is not a strength, it's a weakness because it blinds you to reality. Arrogance makes you think that you're smarter than you really are. It makes you think that you are capable of doing more than you can. It's a blind spot. This is why I don't like arrogant people, and this is why I rebuke any arrogance that comes up within my own spirit. I stay humble for a reason because when you humble, you can clearly see the path in front of you. The more arrogant a person is, the further you get away from your creator. You can't tell them anything, though. Let's let it continue.
And then as his case was falling apart on Friday, you remember we had Maureen here, Callahan, he refused to accept a mistrial when the jury was hung. They were hung on the most serious charge that had been brought against Daniel Penny, accused of killing Jordan Neely, just a Michael Jackson impersonator on the subway. No, that's not what happened. Jordan Neely got on that subway and was menacing, seriously threatening the other passengers. They were terrified and they testified to exactly that in front of this jury.
I want you to remember those words that she just said. I really want you to pay close attention to what she just said. Make sure you mark that in your mental Rolodex. Remember the words that this woman just said, because I got something for her and just coming up here just shortly.
They never should have brought the case, but Bragg charged reckless homicide against Daniel Penny, which is a very serious charge. It's manslaughter. And the jury could not.
It's not as serious a charge as first-degree murder, bitch, and you know that. You see how they sit there and try to play games like that? It's a very serious charge. No, it's not more serious than first-degree murder, which is what he actually committed. I like that, though. I'm going to tell you why I like that. Because, see, again, just because they don't really believe that there's an active guy, it doesn't mean that he doesn't exist. Can you imagine come judgment, and I got to keep going back here. Imagine come judgment the way these people are going to be on their hands and knees pleading with the Most High to spare them. And he going to look right back at you and say, look at how you treated my children. Look what you've done around the world to be such a small percentage of the global population, and this is what you've done. See, Again, I'm just a mortal man. But you would have to wonder, why would a loving God continue to keep such a cancer on the earth that refuses to try to cooperate in any humane way with the rest of his creations? Because God is a God of order, okay? The Most High is a God of order. Why would you keep that small percentage on the planet that refuse to get along with anybody? Everywhere you go, you rob, rape, steal, kill, and then you justify why you did it. There's no justice in you. And see, you look at them. Take a good look at Megyn Kelly and most of them. You can see the evil on this bitch's face. That's not a human being we looking at. That's a demon. There's no way around that. You wearing your evil. And see, this is what I like about them. And salute to the good brother Charlie X for the cash out. Thank you very much. This is what I like about them because, see, black people, let me talk to my folks for a minute, and you non-FBA brothers and sisters that still have your humanity attached to you, okay? Now, see, the reason why I said still have your humanity attached to you, and I'm talking to my lineage as well, the more that you idolize and emulate them people in the dominant society, the further you're going to get away from your humanity. Just look at the collective state of their mindsets. How they always justify wickedness towards anybody, even each other. You still got a chance as long as you don't start emulating that. If you stay grounded as a black person in your humanity, that sets you apart from them. You understand? Don't go to where they're going, because where they're going, it's not going to be any return from that. And they're going to be the authors of their own fate. They're going to have nobody to blame but themselves. Let it continue.
Not reach a verdict on it. The next rung down was criminally negligent homicide, which is a lower burden, right? Recklessness is worse than negligence. Recklessness is you see the risk and you recklessly disregard it. Negligent is you were negligent in failing to see the risk. But Bragg only charged that top charge to try to get to a compromise verdict on negligent homicide. He knew he didn't have Daniel Penny on recklessness. That disgusting thug. Again, he did this to Trump, and now he did this to Daniel Penny, and now finally a jury has given him the double barrel bird of F off. Alvin Bragg, stop doing this shit.
Oh, Alvin Bragg and the rest of you bootlegs. And then when I say that, I'm talking about Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, every one of you bootlegs that cape for the Democrat Party. You see how them folks do you when you jump out there and do their dirty work? You see how they do you? She's not singing the praises of Alvin Bragg. Oh, no. No, she's not. She is very clear what she thinks about him. She's very clear. Let me tell y'all something. Just like I have no compassion for this demon on this screen here and her people, when the Alvin Braggs and the rest of them bootlegs come running back over here to us, turn them around, I'm like, nope, because you put all that energy into going after that one white man, Donald Trump, but you've never put that energy into standing up for black people and prosecuting these people that harm us. Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Tanya Chutkin, Fonnie Willis. When the last time y'all heard any of them jump up and speak about us needing an anti-black hate crime bill? Huh? Because this Jordan Neely situation further proves why we need one. You understand, family? And see, let me say this while I'm talking about that anti-black hate crime bill, because I want my people to understand something. If they won't produce justice, we are already the anti-black hate crime bill. Don't you stand around and watch no other black person be unjustly harmed. We're the anti-black hate crime bill. Telling you now, you white supremacists that are all happy because Donald Trump is back in office, you do not know what you're about to do in this country if you keep this up. Because we know you're going to get bold. But see, anytime that you've gotten bold towards us with this type of injustice, you go too far to the point that black people have to put you back in your place. And then when we do, I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be different this time. If you push my people to that point where we have to defend ourselves like that because you just running around down here thinking that you're going to pull a Daniel Penny on everybody, this time it's not going to be going back to quiet. This time you better stop and think, what happens if you push my people so far where we don't care no more about entertainment that you use to pacify us, by the way, over consumption of entertainment? What happens if all the black people that's running around out here getting high and smoking and drinking, if they put that down? See, when you overextend your hand oppressing a people that's in a captive state, and I want you to understand where I'm going from this from a military perspective, because all my combat veterans that have seen actual combat, you know what I'm about to say is true. You know one of the worst things in the world that you never want to do as a military is occupy a people for an extended period of time. Now, why don't you want to do that? Because you're in close proximity to them. That gives and study you, and that puts you at risk the longer that goes on, especially if you're going to be oppressive towards somebody. That's not in your favor. The ideal thing would be, okay, now you've gotten control of the thought process, which is why y'all always hear that demonic phrase, the hearts and minds. It don't mean what you think it mean. I know, trust me. If you win the hearts and minds, let me tell you what that means to white supremacists. If you win their hearts, that means, okay, we make you see us as above you. And in the Tellers cases, they do see them as literal deities to worship. And then if we win your mind in the white supremacists and how they think about it, if they win your mind, that means they can control you. They can come in. This is how you know they got you. You Tellers better pay attention. When they can come into your nation and turn you against your elders and your own traditions and customs and make you adopt their ways, you're done. They've conquered you mentally. They don't need a military to conquer you at that point because you've been conditioned to uphold. White America, you better understand, the more you do to my people, the more that you take the veil off of that conditioning that we've been in this country to accept our oppression to a degree. We fight it daily, but see, these things like this are not good for you. The smartest white supremacists amongst you know that. Keep pushing. You're going to find out that this time it's not going to be no going back to where it was. Let it continue.
He won with his first jury with Trump, as you know, but the American people overruled him. So now the jury was sent back to go deliberate on the serious but less serious charge of criminally negligent homicide. And that's where they were told to resume this morning at 9 a.m. And Alvin Bragg's play was that once they couldn't get to a verdict on the most serious one, in his mind, I think he thought they'd been in the jury room and they'd say, okay, you know, his best case scenario was they'd go along with him on that one. His next best was they won't go along with me on that and they'll acquit on that one. But as a compromise verdict, they'll go for the negligent homicide. What happened on Friday was they couldn't reach a verdict on the most serious charge. And that's the point at which the defense lawyer asked for a mistrial. And that request should have been granted. That's what should have happened. But instead, they allowed the prosecution to drop the charge, like it had never been brought. Like, we can just keep going. Let's just not pretend the jury's deadlocked at all. We still have a viable claim in there. And the judge did it. And so there was real risk. Can you imagine if the jury had gone along with this and it said, okay, all right, fine, we will find him guilty.
To demonize the black person that's the victim. They always do that. I like the fact that Daniel Penny's side jumped up in applause and they was all celebrating that because, again, all you have to do is imagine that their deeds are being put on trial before the Most High. They're condemning themselves with their own evidence of what they've done towards people on this planet for centuries, thinking that they have impunity. None of us have impunity from the judgment of the Most High. None of us do. None of us at all. We don't. But see, in their arrogant minds, oh, they think they do. Oh, they do. Because see, you think about it. A people that really did not think in terms that I just said, they would never do the things that they've done throughout history. They wouldn't. And continue to do in present day. I want you to listen to how she's talking about this, though, because, see, I'm going to point something out about something she said earlier here. Let it continue.
He was the criminal on that subway car that day, who was seriously threatening other passengers. He had a long history of hurting them. And somebody on his side yelled out in the courtroom, "It's a racist country. Hello, madam or sir, that's not working anymore. You're going to have to find a new line." I don't know what it's going to be, but the BLM era is officially over.
First of all, here's the thing that these idiots keep thinking. They keep thinking that most of Black America is running around talking about Black Lives Matter. No, that was a white corporate front group that was headed in the public by three tethers that was scamming and scheming. Black people don't support Black Lives Matter, the organization, but see, in their minds, that's what these idiots really think. They really do think that. The BLM era. And then listen to what she said. Oh, that day is over. As if you've ever had any type of real sense of justice about yourselves towards especially my community. This is the other thing. You can put Black America to the side. The entire world is getting tired of their antics. If you pay attention to geopolitics, you can tell that the world is getting tired of global white supremacy. But see, they have a part to blame in this because a lot of them, and I'm gonna name the names: East Indians, Arabs, Asians, okay, white Hispanics. You help prop it up because you aspire to be white. And don't tell me I'm wrong, because when you come here, just as sure as your skin is light enough, you are classified as white on your paperwork and you don't push back against it. I've shown you evidence historically of Asians and Hispanics fighting for the right to be classified as white over here. Go look up my broadcast on LULAC over here. Huh? Oh, I've gone into withering detail about that. And before they say, well, that was the past, you ain't fighting to change that classification. See, they don't like having these conversations with me because not only do I understand history, I understand how it correlates to present day. Young people, young Black Americans. History is a roadmap that helps you navigate the present and the future, okay? Please do not neglect studying your history when it pertains to you and our people in this country. Don't neglect that, because if you do, you'll be blindsided by a great deal. A lot of the things that a lot of young people, and hopefully your parents are teaching you, but you must find your own way in the world, even if you have parents guiding you and instructing you. You're going to have to form your own worldview about things. And see, if you don't study how these people have treated us historically, you'll always be lost in trying to ask why things happen. Why do they do this? Why do they do that? It's because they passed that anti-Black racist, white supremacist mindset down in their families through generations. If it wasn't true, you wouldn't see a Megyn Kelly talking like this. Thank God Daniel Penny is free. Listen to what this woman said. You thanking God that a coward who snuck up behind a homeless, mentally ill Black man choked him to death, and you think that that's something to celebrate to the point that you praise God for that? Do you hear how it, see, they look, they don't say this to one another, and not enough of them say what I just said to them. There's nobody in this chat room with an ounce of humanity that will praise that if it happened to anybody. Am I right? Huh? None of us would. But this will. That's okay, though. I got something for her. To see all this stuff she's saying, just wait till I go where I'm about to go with this. Because, see, I'm going to thread several needles, and then a little bit later here coming up, I'm going to show you something that we're going to have to have a zero tolerance on in our community when things like this happen. Because, see, I brought this up before, but I'm going to bring it back up again tonight here in just a few minutes. Let's let it continue.
It's over. You had us in some sort of weird, psychotic headspin for 4 or 5 years, and it's done.
You've been psychotic for centuries, Megyn Kelly, before Black people even encountered you.
Trump's reelected, and Daniel Penny is acquitted in one of the most leftist jurisdictions in America, despite the fact that he is white and Jordan, and they're still yelling racist country, you fool. Absolute fools. And by the way,
listen to how she gets all excited. And yes, I know PewTube is messing with it. Y'all refresh the broadcast because they're going to mess with this because I'm going to tell the truth in a way they ain't going to be able to do nothing to this. They're going to try, though. They got to try. Let me tell you something, man. You hear how she's talking about you fools. Listen to all that arrogance and all that false pride that she's puffed up with. You fools. Tell you right now, Megan, I want you to remember this. When that time runs out on your people, that's what's really going to hurt. Because, see, you can take black people out the equation. There's nothing worse than a feeling that when your time comes and that judgment is going to be passed on them, where you're going to really stop to think about every wicked thing you've done, and you're not going to really be able to have a case other than to beg and plead. But you'll know that you don't deserve it because you know you're guilty. You know you're guilty. You can't say you didn't do it. See, not only does the Most High see everything, but let's just say he didn't. And he had to come down here like a detective and actually figure things out. All of your wickedness is preserved on this internet here. You see what I'm saying? Look, I'm being somewhat facetious, but am I wrong? All of their wickedness is preserved on this internet. And it condemns them every time that they speak. So see, this is why I keep telling y'all. A lot of y'all be like, man, so-and-so shouldn't say this. So I'm like, I don't want none of them censored. Let them say what they're going to say. Get it all out. I don't care how offensive it is. I want you to do that. Because you further condemning yourselves, not in my eyes, you condemning yourself in the eyes of the Most High. Let them say what they're going to say. Don't you ever, look, I'm going to recommend this, okay? Don't ever advocate for any of them to be censored. I don't want their platforms taken down on any social media site. I want them to be able to say every wicked, evil thing that they're going to say. Because all they're doing is speeding up their time. That's all they're ever doing. Let's let it continue.
Way, it's not just someone over on Jordan Neely's side. This is, we had news coming into today that the outgoing chair of the DNC said his party is insane if they think the message of this election was to rethink identity politics. Double down, sir. Oblivion. Enjoy your desert island.
Oh, the irony of you using that word, enjoy oblivion, Megan. If you only knew where your people were headed. But see, you know something, family? Let me further point this out about their condition. It's very pitiful. White supremacy has created such a false air of insulation amongst them that they can be blatantly wicked and they really think that they don't have any consequences coming from a higher power, not me or you. They really do believe that they're going to keep doing this forever. All they got to do is look at their proud societies. None of them have lasted forever, especially if you build that society off of wickedness. The fall of Rome, okay? The fall of Europe. I could keep going on and on. Huh? Boy, I'm telling you, it's funny now with all the little memes and all the little wicked comments they got online, but I really don't understand what they're doing. Let's let it continue.
Where you have no one applauding anything you say, and certainly no one voting for you. CNN reports that Neely's father also had to be escorted from the courtroom after shouting an expletive. Where was he? Where was he when Jordan Neely had dozens of arrests over the years? When he was punching 67-year-old women in the face? Where was the grieving dad then? I'm not sure. Now he's suing Daniel Penny. Oh, okay. You're going to get your money. Now you're totally behind your son.
Now let me show you something else to thread the needle about white supremacy. You see how Megyn Kelly is just talking about Jordan Neely's proud arrest record? Where was your father? Watch this. See, this is what we try to tell a lot of you goofy tellers and a lot of you goofy sambos in our lineage as foundational Black American freedmen. Family, have any of you ever stopped to think about, they don't even talk about Hunter Biden like this. They don't even talk about Joe Biden like this. All the stuff that they say, think about it. Compare and contrast for a minute. Have you heard any white person on Fox News, any right-wing outlet, talk about Hunter Biden in the terms of a thug, a criminal, and all these things, and talking about his pride. Do they even talk about him like that? Oh, they'll mention it, but do they have this much fervor and passion that this shoe-faced, demonic, skeleton-faced bitch is using right now? Have y'all ever? I told you, I'll make you think over here. This is why I like when they talk. Because, see, when you can educate your people, not off of your conjecture or your opinion, when you can use their own words to condemn them, that's the best lesson to teach. I didn't edit this or mess it up in any type of way or mix it up. This isn't AI. You can find this portion on her channel. You sure can. The only discrepancy in this will be what they're going to keep messing with over here on YouTube regarding me playing this. But did I do anything to it? No, I sure didn't. So again, I'm going to underscore this, especially to you sisters. Do not advocate for them to have their platforms removed. No. I said this, and this is controversial, but I said, I don't even want them Confederate statues removed. No, I don't. Especially until we get reparations. Why? Because it's a living, constant reminder that them people want that up so that they can remember the good old days. Those statues and naming buildings after Nathan Bedford Forrest, that show you that you are irredeemably evil, just as I said. Those are not upstanding people. These are not people that if they were before the Most High and he came down here on earth, he would hold them up and say, this is who you need to be like. Not the God I serve. Oh, no. So again, do not advocate for them to be censored. Let them keep going, just like we're going to keep going.
I feel sorry for you. I don't. Sorry, I don't. Meantime, the Associated Press did what that violation always does. Sent out a breaking news tweet on the verdict that read, breaking, Daniel Penny, the veteran who used a chokehold on subway rider
disgraceful veteran
Jordan Neely, has been acquitted in Neely's death. Yes. Neely, who went on the train and, was just singing and dancing in his Michael Jackson routine. Is that what he was doing, AP? Or was there more than that? He actually was shouting out at the commuters, someone's going to die today.
Now you see how this evil bitch is sitting up here, someone's going to die today, talking about what he said. Family, did she talk about Peyton Gendron this way, who killed them black people up in Buffalo at that supermarket? Did she talk about Dylan Roof that way when he went in that church, a place of worship, and killed black people that he had never met before, that hadn't done nothing to him? Did she talk that way about them? Did she talk that way about George Zimmerman when he killed Trayvon Martin? Is she talking that way about that cop, Sean Grayson, that demonic son of a bitch that killed our sister Sonia Massey? You talking that way about him? I'm asking questions. I want to know. Since she's sold for law and order and righteousness and justice, why don't we ever hear them talking that way when their own people harm us? You know why? Because they don't see us as human beings. And see, here's the irony of it. People that are walking around down here posing as humans, demonic souls that they are by their own words and actions, don't see God's children as human. See, you need to understand this on a spiritual level. I got to keep going here tonight. They envy us because they aren't us, huh? They know as a collective, they don't even have an ounce of the moral high ground that Black America has to stand on. Or non-FBA people for that matter. They don't. They know that. Megan, I'm telling you, when your time comes, you're going to remember these words because, see, this is what they often don't understand. When an hour of judgment comes upon people like this that are wicked, they really do live their lives before their eyes. Their lives do flash before their eyes, and they remember everything that they've ever done. And see, that's going to be the most painful thing, knowing that you don't have anything that you could hold up to barter as something to redeem yourself because of everything that you've done over the years. Just imagine how that's going to feel. I don't envy that at all. And I don't pity them at all because they've had plenty of time to adjust their era towards us. Let it continue.
He was on K2, some hugely intensive drug. There was testimony that the drugs could have been the cause of his death. That's how cracked up he was.
Notice they said the same thing about George Floyd. There you go, talking about who got drugs in their system. But see, when it's your people, no matter how high as a kite they are, it's always an excuse. Oh, they need treatment. Oh, jail isn't going to solve the problem. See, this is why they have the issues that they have in their society now. That's okay. She got more to say, though.
And he's just a regular subway rider. Mean, terrible, racist Jordan Neely, for some unknown reason, put him in a chokehold and died and killed him, notwithstanding all the evidence we have about what Jordan Neely was doing to the subway riders that day.
Then he came in.
Okay, so now you heard her running her mouth saying all of that, right? No, let me take this down. I didn't even mean to put that up. Let me take this down because I want y'all to be able to see the captions in case you can't hear clearly what they're saying. So that you understand what you're about to look at here. Here's video footage of what happened on that train that day, okay? I want y'all to take a look at this and I want you to listen to the passengers. I'm not going to even say anything while this is playing. I want y'all to look at this for yourselves.
Like, he put like his hand so he could come in, right? Okay. I guess he was pissed or something, but I looked at him, right? And then he started taking off his sweater, dummy hard, and then he threw it. And then he told like everyone that he had like a rough day and that he don't care what happens today. He don't care about going to jail, but that someone's dying today.
Bro, move a little. You can come to me.
Was that a fight at all?
No, he came on the train. I was sitting right there. I was sitting next to everybody that was moving. That was the last one I was sitting there. He came on the train. He was like, yo, I'm looking for food. I'm looking for this shit. I'm ready, like, he was ready to risk it all, basically. He was like basically, he's going to tell the people about to hurt somebody. He was on the floor. He's like, I'm ready to hurt somebody. I'm ready to do this. And he was right here. Like I said, I don't think he's nothing wrong. Everybody moved, and he was about to start hitting people. He came in and he tried to just while the cop was coming. They took mad. I was falling down home with him. Yeah. They took mad on the cop. He was trying to resist him on somebody's game. They took mad on.
Okay.
He was on the train. He was ready to like. I see him take like he got on the train. He dropped his phone. He's like, I'm ready to hurt anybody. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go back to $100. And dude got up, he saw he was about to hurt somebody, and he got up and he was trained him. And he was trying to hurt somebody. I don't know.
So you saw the call that?
This young lady right here.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you see?
What did I see? I was sitting up there, I heard the young man that's on the floor saying, hey, I'm willing to die, I'll do anything. I'm willing to die. I'll go to jail. I don't care. And he was saying it so loud that everyone turned around. So the young man, he got belligerent and he tackled him down. He was tackled in the brown jacket, the one that just went past.
The guy in the brown jacket.
Yeah, you got to see the guy in the brown jacket. Yeah.
You got to guys in the freak team. You got a brown jacket, tan jacket. Take him to the freak right now. And take it away.
So he took him to the ground. The guy with the brown jacket took him to the ground.
Yeah, he took him to the ground and taken him to the ground. Not a hard chokehold, just enough to secure him, and the guy fought. And he kept holding him, all right? And then that's when everybody totally realized what was going on. And I think these guys on drugs, because when he came in, he was unbelievably off the charts. He scared the living daylights out of him.
How did he bring him down to the ground? Like, he picked him up and throw him on the ground?
I think he stood up, grabbed him, turned him around, and put him to the ground.
Okay, so reason. All right, I played that for a reason. Question: did you hear anybody say that Jordan Neely attacked anybody physically? He was talking loud, talking to himself, threatening what he was gonna do, but did he actually do that? Did he go and approach anybody to do anything? Did you hear any of them say that? Okay. Did you? Because I didn't. Family, you know what? And see, to the New Yorkers that this applies to, if you are offended with what I'm about to say, then hey, hit dogs a holler. You know what would have been a beautiful act of human kindness towards that brother? And this is something that I hope that we start to practice more in Black America. Of all them people on that train, if this man got on that train, just think about if we got to a point in society where if we saw somebody like that, especially, and look, never mind white folks, I'm talking about Black people. Imagine what would happen if every Black person on that train would have said, hey, brother or sister, whatever you got going on, whatever it is, you're going to be all right. We got you. It's not much, but everybody on the train stood up and give that man $1. Everybody. I want you to stop and think about what I just said. If we reach the point as Black America, it would be great if it was all humanity, but I don't expect that of the demons that I'm condemning here on this broadcast tonight. The ones outside of our community, I don't expect that of them. They're not capable of compassion towards people because they're savages. But within Black America, imagine what a beautiful act of kindness that would have been for that brother. If people would have been like, hey, brother, sit down, man. Roll with us to the next stop. We'll get you something to eat, man. If we don't do nothing but take you in one of these bodegas and get you a couple of items, man. Here, put this in your pocket. Talk to me until we get to this next stop, brother. What's going on with you, man? Do you understand how that could have turned around his situation, just an act of compassion, and somebody listening to that man? Perhaps that would have been all he needed. But I know what city I'm talking about. But that's why I said what I said at the beginning of the broadcast, and I will not back down off of that because I know how that place is. But imagine if that's what would have happened. Now, hypothetically, family, do you think the situation would have possibly turned out different had at least, if not the whole train of Black folks, just a couple of them, 5 brothers and sisters? Hell, let's use that. Hey, brother, calm down. It's going to be all right. Here, man, put this in your pocket, bro. Roll with us to the next stop. We get you something to eat. Talk to us on the way there, man. What's going on with you? Take it a step further. If not only would they have done what I just said, what if some of them would have said, hey, brother, do you need a job? Maybe I can help get you some work. Where I'm at. I can at least try. Nothing beats a fail but a try here. Imagine if we thought like that towards one another. Because, see, I'm going to say it again. Had he been down here in Georgia, that man would still be alive. Jordan Neely would have been alive and well. Daniel Penny wouldn't even got a chance to put that man in no chokehold for no length of time. We would have lit his ass up from one stop of that damn train to the other. You hear me? But those of you that don't understand how we are down here, just come down here and spend some time in Georgia. Oh, they ain't getting that off down here. And they know not to try it down here. You ain't gonna hear about that going on here, not with no bunch of Black folks standing around watching. Oh, no, no, no. That ain't gonna happen. Hell, even the cops know not to get too far out of line trying to do that. Because, hey, look, just as kind as we are down here in the South, we can also turn that in the other direction too if need be. But see, keep in mind all that stuff that Megan Kelly just said. Because, family, I got to show you something now. Because, see, I want y'all to watch this. And the question that I'm going to ask you and white America, according to your new rules now, you say that if somebody is belligerent, if they're loud, if they're making verbal threats, you say, according to what you just told us with this Daniel Penny verdict and what all of you are saying, you say it's okay to neutralize the threat. Now, and family, what I'm about to show you here, according to their rules, I want you to tell me what should be done according to what they say with what you about to see.
Watch that N-word.
Now, according to them, what's supposed to be done with him? I want to know, family, according to what they say, if you threatening, if you loud, he actually made physical contact with the lady over there. And that happened in California, as you saw. What's supposed to be done with him according to the new rules? Talk to me. What do they say is supposed to be done with that, right? Talk to me. I want to know. What's supposed to happen according to the new rules that they're telling us that, you know, they run around saying that Daniel Penny is a hero. So if anybody neutralized that threat, would they be considering them a hero too? I need to know now. Because see, white America, this double standard that you want to have for that, where your people are going to be allowed to do that. See, let me just go ahead and be blunt with what you've done now, with all this celebrating that you're doing. You don't realize that now most black people are going to view you as a threat out here. Yeah, that's the way it's going to be now. And rightly so. See, down here in Georgia, we don't have to be told, but for you black folks in other areas, especially these areas where a lot of you are living, where your population isn't even 10%, you better be extra on code. You see something going on with a black person out somewhere, see, I'm going to tell you one of my personal rules of thumb. I'll give you this one. If I'm out somewhere where them folks is at, and I see them approaching from behind any black person, I let my brother, hey, bro, hey, look behind you, bro. You got somebody walking up on your six, man. Oh, yeah. It's even down here to the point in Georgia where Georgia natives, we don't even have to say that. We just give each other a certain look, and we know to turn around like, what's that now? What's going on? Y'all better start developing y'all own communication, family, as far as being on code and protecting one another, because, see, you better take a good look at this Overton's window again, okay? In case you didn't catch this the first time that I showed it, and I'm showing it again for a reason, because we're about to go into another lesson here that this applies to. You better screenshot this, because, see, now we get into the portion of the broadcast where I need everybody to understand that the other half of this equation, besides the white supremacists, we know they're going to do what they do. I'm going to play this in its entirety, and I'm going to show you something else that should be unacceptable, okay? And by the way, the person that you're about to hear saying this is a Cuban. So he's not of our lineage. This is a damn tether, okay? You're probably wondering what I'm about to play. You've seen it before here on this channel. Let me tell you something. There's no group of people, not white folks, damn sure not in the Jewish white community, because they are white, not Asians, East Indians, Arabs, or Hispanics are doing what you're about to see here next. And see, we must have a zero tolerance on this, because in the situation where what happened to Jordan Neely, if you see our own doing these things, and shout out to the brother Kendrick Lamar, because it kind of goes in with something that he was saying recently that Andrew Schultz took issue with. Okay, it's slightly different, but it's in that wheelhouse, and I'm going to deal with that coming up very soon, too. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to take that in a different direction that a lot of people not going. What I'm about to show you next, though, is something we must have zero tolerance for, and I'm not going to even say anything while it's playing, but you're going to know why I'm saying that and why I'm about to show it to you.
Oh, man, all these fucking good-ass white people at my show. And you wanted to show them the reason George Floyd got his neck nailed on. Don't ooh at that joke. It's just a joke, man. I would have never kneeled on George Floyd's neck. I would have shot that nigga. That was making us look. I like Kyle Rittenhouse too. I like Kyle Rittenhouse too. You too, bro? God damn, bro. Oh, but you fuck with me a little bit, right? See that? Yeah. Damn, one more. God damn, man. That nigga don't even want to go, but his ride leaving. He don't even want to go. He like Floyd either, man. That nigga. That nigga had fentanyl. God damn, you gotta stoop low for a joke. George Floyd would have robbed you too.
Okay, family. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat room. I told y'all, they're going to mess with this broadcast. They're going to mess with it. That's fine. They can mess with it all they want to because we going to make sure that we get this point across over here tonight. And y'all hear me loud and clear, family. Let me know. Y'all hear me loud and clear. In case you don't know who that was David Lucas, okay? That was David Lucas, the comedian, David Lucas, okay? That's who he was. Now, a lot of you probably forgotten about that, but I haven't because I don't forget a damn thing. I'm one of the main people that called that bullshit out without mentioning any words when he did it because, like I just said, you don't see any of them other groups that I named earlier before I played that for you mocking any tragedy that happened to their people. And he's not our people, by the way. Again, he's Cuban. Out of his own mouth. He's Cuban. But he looks like us. Which is why we ride down on them tethers, because this is what a tether is, okay? David Lucas. Now, this sample on the screen, you probably wondering why I got Mr. Soda Moisture on the screen. I'm going to tell you in a minute, because if you follow me on X, you already know where I'm about to go. Oh, yeah, I told y'all we were going to get to this. However, addressing the David Lucas thing, let me say something, man, to these comedians out here. Everything ain't fucking funny. A lot of you comedians tend to have, and a lot of them will try to argue this with you, but everything ain't funny. Show me where the Jewish comedian is mocking their people's Holocaust and their tragedies. If you don't have sense enough to know that you don't mock your own people's tragedies, everything is not for jokes. Not with us in Black America, because we have a unique history of being persecuted in this country. We the only group in this country where these people have set Jim Crow laws and black codes on us. We the only people that have been enslaved here in chattel slavery in our homeland. You don't get your stupid ass up and make no damn jokes about any tragedy that happened to our people. Don't you understand that big fat bastard there, that damn Cuban tether, is a liability? And I would be saying that if he was of our lineage, just like I'm finna get on this fake tether right here, because this motherfucker will tell you that he's Panamanian when his own brother came out and said ain't none of that true. Family, let me show you what Mr. Soda Moisture had to say, because if y'all following me on X, y'all already know what I had to give his ass the business. Now, I'm gonna show you something ironic about this exchange. Let me go ahead and play this for you here. And before we get there, I gotta give a shout out to my good brother Black Truth United, who did this AI rendition of Sassy Soda Moisture. Yeah, he went ahead and make him look like the pretty little bitch that he wants to be and put lipstick on his ass. Boy, you did a dirty, boy, Black Truth United. This is our brother. I told you he's a very talented young artist, up and coming artist, in my opinion. Boy, hey, man, when I saw this, I busted out laughing. I was like, damn, this is his inner bitch. You helped channel his inner bitch that he often keeps on display. Okay, but see, this is what it really looks like. The eyeshadow and everything. He even put him in a nice little uniform there that reminiscent of the LGBTQ flags. Okay, that's what he kind of looked like. Yeah, Tammy. Oh, Tammy, you asked for it. Cause see, y'all know I stay in my lane and I don't bother nobody. Now, Tammy, let me talk to you before I show y'all why I'm going here with him. See, Tammy, a lot of times, when your little troll white supremacist groups go and say, hey, Tammy, look at this. Look what this black guy said. Because they don't want to be the one to catch that smoke. And because they want to use you as their little Sambo raccoon mouthpiece. Sometimes you bite off more than you can chew, Tammy. And you got the right one this time. Let me show y'all what this bastard jumped over in my mention saying. Now, as you know, I spoke on this situation on my X account because you know that's what I do. I cover the news. When I saw this at first, before I reacted to it, I said, wait a minute. Let me make sure that this is the real Mr. Soda Moisture, okay? So I went to the account and sure enough, it was Mr. Soda Moisture. Oh, and just wait till you see where he's about to go. So I went over there to his account. That's him. Now let's read this. Hold on. Let me put on a proper bitch-made nigga voice, okay? Yeah, we got to put on a sassy Sotomayor voice. Okay. Let me clear my throat and get the tone right, because see, when you hear me speak, it's often with a deep Southern barbecue masculine voice, like I'm talking right now. But I got to lower it. Okay, I got to channel my inner bitch. Because I really don't have one. I got to fabricate an inner bitch. See, this takes time, family. I've got to meditate on what it would be like to have an inner bitch, and then vocalize this out to you all. I want you to understand the links that I have to go through to sum up this bitch voice, okay? So we're going to read this in high-pitched bitch voice. You ready?
Calvin, you niggas ain't gonna do nothing but yell and scream. Yes, he said scream and not scream. Scream because he's an ignorant little bitch. And hope the place you burn allows it. Because if the cops took their protection off you, I don't know what imaginary protection Tammy is talking about. But if they took off this imaginary protection off of us and allowed store owners to pop those of you who come to steal, there wouldn't be any stealing, end quote.
Yeah. Oh, Tammy. Oh, Tammy. Family, let's look at what this bastard did here. You book dancing son of a bitch. And see, I'm just getting started on you, because I'm gonna read you for the filth that you are in just a minute. Now, first of all, he's always talking about you niggas as if white America doesn't see you as one, and they've shown you on X many times. You and Myron Gaines are both notoriously guilty for jumping in white folks' room, white supremacists, running over there with that little Sambo coon routine, thinking that you were going to be the safe little Negro pet, and they let you know. Because, see, family, y'all heard the audio. I keep telling y'all there are hardcore white supremacists that let you know up front, we don't give a damn how much you talk about your own people. You not one of us. No matter how much you want to be. That's the pathetic thing about your existence. You steady trying to find acceptance from our oppressors. He said you niggas as if he's separate and apart. And notice that's always the telltale sign of a Sambo and a coon. Okay? Then, y'all know one of my pet peeves. This illegitimate and illiterate, because I know how you came into the world out of your own mouth. You actually are a real bastard. In case y'all don't know, his father went and cheated on his wife and slept with Tommy's mother. So he's a side baby, which explains why this little pea-head son of a bitch has so many ignorant issues that he have, okay? That's a traumatic thing to find out that you a side baby and daddy didn't really want your bitch ass. So then you come over here, go to show the upbringing that you had. You can't spell. You spelled screen. He meant scream. Y'all know I wasn't going to let that go. You know I get on some of y'all when you misspell things in my comment section. Screen, Tommy? You supposed to have all this intelligence and common sense. And you said screen? Okay. Then you using the letter U instead of spelling it out. Okay, because, I guess you can't be too bothered to think in terms of actually using any type of real spelling. And then he's talking about the cops taking their protection off us. Now, family, where's this imaginary protection that we got from the police? What protection do we have? Did I miss something, family? Look, maybe I didn't get it. Maybe some of y'all got this imaginary protection from the police and they just skipped over my rebellious ass. Have y'all been keeping secrets from me? Do you have some type of protection I don't know nothing about? Do you know? Hey, is it some kind of joke amongst y'all that y'all got this secret police protection that I just have never had access? Because I'm going to be hurt if y'all got it and I don't now. Are y'all special? I'm not the one? Is that the case? Talk to me. Because, see, according to Mr. Illiterate and Illegitimate here, okay, little side baby boy, he's saying we got some secret protection. Oh, so y'all don't have it? Oh, no, I don't see too many no's now. I'm starting to think some of y'all got this protection and I don't. I'm starting to think that. That's messed up. But see, that's what he's saying. So, I don't think it exists unless some of y'all are keeping secrets. I've never seen this. Then he's talking about allowing store owners to pop those of us who come to steal. There's that whole thing where you've been hanging around in white supremacists too long, thinking that black people are running around rioting and stealing. When if you look back at a lot of these uprisings, especially the 2020 uprising, it was most of them folks coming to the neighborhood to do that because they were bored and they didn't have nothing to do during the time of the pandemic, which is when that occurred. And they came out doing things. Y'all remember where they was putting them mysterious pallets of bricks all around the neighborhood? Huh? But see, I wasn't done with old Soda Moisture. Oh, no, boy, because he jumped in the right comment section. See, your little audience got you in a lot of trouble because, see, I'm finna embarrass your bitch ass. Look what I told him. I said, Tommy, or should I say Tammy? That's what I should have called him. Careful, Tommy. No matter how much you put the cape on for white supremacists, they still see you as a black man. Moreover, you have no authority to make me stop anything. And I made a typo. See how that shit is contagious? He made me put a Y instead of a T. Ignorant son of a bitch. This is why I don't like talking to ignorance. The shit actually rubs off on intelligent people from time to time. That's okay, though. I told him he doesn't have any authority to make me stop anything. Now run along back to seeking white validation. Now, do y'all think Tammy took my advice and did what I asked him to do? Y'all think he did it, family? Press 1 in the chat if you think he took my advice and decided to run along back to seeking white supremacist validation. Or give me a 2 if you doubt that he took the hint and decided to do that. You go ahead and what y'all think? We go audience participation time. Give me a 1 if you think he took my advice and went to seek the rest of his white validation that he's never going to get. Or give me a 2 if you think that he didn't know my advice. I want to know what y'all think. See how bright my audience is. Uh-oh, we looking in the chat. I'm seeing some 2s, nopes. I see a 1 in here. Okay. 2s. Okay, well, we're going to find out if he did. Let me show y'all what happened here. Yeah, let me show you.
We should talk.
Hold on. Let me pause this because, see, I got something else I want to play here. Let me pull the rest of what Tammy had to say to me. Okay? Go ahead and go up here. You know what? I'll do it like this. We'll put both of them up here at the same time. Yeah. Okay, so now Tammy didn't quit. And so on the left-hand side of the screen is where the conversation continues. So, I had to go ahead and get with the first thing that was obvious. I was like, why is it that you cannot spell correctly? Yell and scream? Sit this one out, slugger. I was trying to give him an opportunity to go head on. Here he comes with that little passive-aggressive bullshit that you do. Okay, because you stole that shit from ABL, Tommy. You don't even do it the way ABL does it. Let me put the bitch voice back on. Yes, we must suffer the bitch voice because he does not deserve for me to read his words in my masculine voice, okay?
Okay, sir. You the one mad. I got on a cape. And surely you're not trying to correct my use of the white man's English. LOL. Okay, Mr. Pro-Black.
You little bitch-made fucker, you. Family, first of all, this ignorant motherfucker come over in my comment section, you barely spelling things, you talking like a damn third grader, you the one man. Family, none of my replies to him indicated anger at all. Of what I read to you of these tweets, did you see any reply indicating anger towards him? See, when you're illiterate and illegitimate, like this goofy fuck boy right here is, you tend to make the mistake of thinking that all men are emotional. This is what you do, because you run around, you're emotional, you scream and yell on women. You don't buck up like that with men. We all know how you act when other men are around. Oh boy, you take all that bass out your little bitch ass voice, the little bass that you can manage to muster up. You pathetic mouse, you. I wasn't born out of wedlock, fuck boy. I was raised by my father and my mother. You You stepped out of your lane when you attempted to even engage me in discussion. We are not the same, bitch ass nigga. Let me show you what I had to tell him further. I said, I haven't indicated anger at all, and I haven't. However, due to your emotional tirades over the years, I can understand why you think all men do that. Yes, my attempt to correct you was a courtesy out of pity. You hopped in my thread, kid. And see, that's where I go when you start that passive aggressive sir shit. You're basically indicating that you're a child up under me. Tommy, let me tell you something before I finish your ass off here. You bitch ass fuck boy in the community in Black America, if you and I walk down the street in Black America amongst other black folks, people might acknowledge you as being funny. They actually respect me. I am a highly decorated retired combat veteran. I am more than that when it comes to academia. I've got several degrees on my wall. I'm a former champion martial artist. I actually own upstanding businesses in my community, and I help my community. My audience over here can attest to that during Hurricane Helene. Did you do any of that? Oh, that's the short list. I could keep going. How many lost black children have you returned to their families? Me and my family have spent decades doing that, and we're good at what we do. What have you ever done, Tommy, in your life that's noteworthy of respect in Black America? Other than cracking a joke or two here or there, even when you do manage to be funny? You see, the point that I'm making, and I called you kid for a reason. First of all, you can never shame me by saying that I'm pro-black. You're damn right. I'm pro my own people. Everybody with sense should be pro their own people. Take it a step further, bitch. I'm black first in every sense of the word. You can't get respect from Black America because you're weak. It's really not all your fault because, again, according to you and your upbringing, you are the little illegitimate bastard child product of infidelity. You had a bad start, kid. But see, you really didn't have to stay that way because, see, even if you have a bad start, you can still get around other upstanding brothers and understand that, okay, my start wasn't great. But that isn't how I have to stay. You can learn from other upstanding men. And you've had your opportunity to do that over the years, Tommy, but you failed at that. You know why you failed? And this is going to sound cruel to some of y'all because you probably thought I was just going to roast them. No, I got to tell the truth. You failed because sometimes, Tommy, as cruel a joke as it is, sometimes there's really nothing else for you. I know your dad probably ain't shit. You come from ain't shitness. That's what you are. So that's all you really ever gonna be. I've witnessed your little emotional breakdowns over the years that you had. Bro, you picked the right one to even try to challenge. You light work, kid. And I'm calling you a kid because you hadn't graduated to manhood yet. Every encounter that you have with women that you disagree with, you jump up and want to fight like a bitch, but you don't have that energy for no man. You're always jumping up talking about what gun you gonna go get as if when they made yours that's the only one that exists. I wish you would try that with me. Oh, I wish you would. You don't want to go there, trust me, boy. So family, I'm gonna lay off of him slightly because see, we ain't done with him yet. I want you to direct your attention to the right-hand side of the screen. Now, listen to what this arrogant son of a bitch had the nerve to tell me. And I'm going to make a statement right after I read it. Let me prepare the bitch voice again, okay? We got to leave masculine territory, and I got to put the bitch voice back on, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And let me cue it up.
Yes. Gave you some celebrity. You're welcome.
Family, let me tell you something. He said that because I told him that he was the one that jumped in my thread, which he did. I didn't go seeking this man out. Let me show you something back over here on the left-hand side of the screen so that we can be clear. Let me show you. Take a look. The first initial statement was him coming to my thread. I don't even pay this asshole any attention on none of his platforms unless somebody send me something. And then most of the time I'm like, it's a Sambo being a Sambo. I don't pay attention to lesser men. And yes, I said that. Tommy, let me say something to you and other content creators like you, because see, this is something that my audience can verify and y'all can call me out on it. Any of you that are long-time subscribers of mine, you can call me out if what I'm saying is not the truth. Have I ever been the type of content creator that seeks validation from people and try to start things with folks because, if I pick a beef with this person that got more subscribers than me, I'm going to get attention? Have I ever been that type of dude? Or have you come to know me as the type of content creator where I address an issue no matter what a person's subscriber count is? Which one sounds like the truth? Y'all free to say what you want in my chat room. Ain't nobody going to time you out, going to block you. Which one am I? Am I the guy that go back and forth with people for clicks and views? Have you ever known me to start a beef with any other content creator? What do I always tell y'all about that? I have no interest in that because I'm more concerned about the greater majority of our situation in Black America. See, grown men solve problems. That's what I keep my attention towards. And I don't believe in going back and forth with nobody online because I ain't built for that. I'm the guy that if you really got a problem, we don't need to say nothing to each other online. We don't. It's other ways to deal with that. It's almost kind of like, see, you have some people in these spaces that they were never anybody in life offline, because I am a highly accomplished man. I'm not bragging, but it's the truth. I am a very highly accomplished man in my community and in my personal life. I didn't have to get online to become somebody that I'm not. If I never did another broadcast tomorrow, I'm still respected in my community and outside of my community. I am respected in other people's countries for the things that me and my family have done. This bitch can match my resume on none of that. Because as I said, the measure of a man is how many problems that you can solve for your people, your family, and your community. If where you go as a man does not create opportunities for other people, have you really graduated into manhood? See, these are some questions we're going to have to start asking about little bitch-made clowns like Tammy. Oh, yeah, he's funny from time to time. I'll give him that. I'll even say this. He actually does have talent. Despite my scathing critique and rebuttal of this idiot, he actually can sing. I will give him that. Very witty. It's a shame you've never really taken that talent and done anything with it, sir. Since we're talking about sirs, why haven't you done that? But see, let me show you what I responded. And this is going to give y'all a good idea of the type of man that I am when people try me like this. Let me let you know what I told him. I said, no, kid, because that's what I see him as, a child compared to me, okay? We talking off accomplishments alone and respect in the community. No, kid, you didn't give me anything I don't already have. Now, you're the main one always whining about people leaving you alone, yet here you are seeking my attention. That's very feminine behavior. Now, I got a question to ask my audience. Am I wrong about anything that I just said? Where my brothers at? Is it a masculine thing for a man to seek the attention of another man, especially when you're trying to cape for white supremacists, which is your right to do? I don't care that you got the cape on for them, because I know how that ends for you. You may not know yet, but I know. It's going to end the same way it always ends when you're kind, because you're not our people. It's going to end the same way it always ends. There's no retirement plan for a coon. Never has been, never will be. And see, Tommy, before I get off of you, the number one thing that lets you know that you really don't hold a candle to me in any shape, form, or fashion as far as manhood is concerned, I have never woke up a day in my life and ever tried to pretend to be of another lineage. You run around here telling people that you Panamanian. Your family has called you out on that. Your brothers said ain't neither one of y'all Panamanian. Ain't nothing Panamanian about your family. Nothing. Yet that's what you tell people because you hate being who you really are. And I get it. You have a lot to be ashamed of, kid. You do. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Hell, if I was an illegitimate child, I would be ashamed like you are. I would. You had a dishonorable start, and you've maintained that course ever since, and look like that's all you're really going to ever be. So tell me the next time that you consider hopping in my comment section, talking about you giving me celebrity, motherfucker, let me tell you something. If you could give me something, I wouldn't want it. It has no value. I don't want anything from a failure. I'm a success. You're a failure. You're just a well-known failure. That's all you are. There's nowhere on the planet that you can go and people will speak highly of you with pride because of your accomplishments. Nowhere. At the end of the day, the white ass kissers that support you in your audience, they use you because you comic relief. But at the end of the day, if it came to supporting you for anything on a major level, they would leave you hanging. And that's what's going to hurt you the most because that time is, I promise you that. If your white audience that you have that you do all that cooning for really cared about you, you would be a much bigger name than you are now. We would see you in Hollywood in all types of movies. We would see you with your singing talent, with record deals. Them good white folks that you kiss so much ass for, why they ain't helping you out? Why haven't they grandfathered you into their society? See, I know how to hurt a coon's soul. You're worthless. You're a joke. And sadly, your existence depends upon being a coon for them people. Whereas every day that I wake up and look myself in the mirror, I'm the CEO of my own businesses. I'm a part of a family with a long history of respect and honor in our community. You don't have that. Stay in your lane, kid. Don't you ever come back in my comment section calling yourself talking about you gave me something. Ridiculous, motherfucker, you. We right here in the city of Atlanta, too, so you got a problem with anything I said, man, you know what to do. So I'm going to leave you alone with that. I just had to get it off my chest, family. Y'all know I don't usually go there with certain people, but I had to go ahead and let that be known here tonight. So now, we're going to get back to the business at hand, all right? Because, see, this is a serious problem that we got to deal with. And I want y'all to listen to this rhetoric here because, see, just like I got on David Lucas, we got to address the other half of the Sambo problem in the community. And that's the dangerous ass bedwinter. See, a lot of y'all be thinking that we just say that because of who they're dating. Oh, no, this is very dangerous. And to be ironic, let me tell you where I got this from. This is the one thing that I will do for that Sambo. He actually posted this. The Sambo, we just got finished running down here. He actually posted this. And I said, you know what? I can use this to teach a lesson. So I will thank you for that, Sambo. I will thank you for that, Sambo Soda Moisture. I want y'all to listen to this, though, because, see, family and brothers, unfortunately, this is something that we're going to have to come to terms with. And a lot of these are tethers, but all of them are not. There are actually women in our community that feel just like this. I'm going to play this without interruption. And I want y'all to absorb this.
If we don't want to deal with black men at all.
I love all men and not black men. Just not black men.
Well, is there any women here who don't want to deal with men, period, or is it just black men, or is it a mixture?
It's just black men, and we actually want non-black men's help in these corrections that you speak of.
So what are the corrections that you're looking for specifically?
Force, because that's the only thing that's gonna work.
But I mean, what are you looking for black men to arrive at? A place of understanding of like what do you want to see?
Well, me
We believe that there is no hope for them. That we don't believe in changing their.
They get validated a little bit too much, and they're not held accountable as much as white men, Hispanic men, Asian men. Like, the legal system works in their benefit a little bit more than they think it does. They're seen as the ultimate, like, most oppressed, and I think that coddling culture needs to stop, and they need to be held accountable for their actions.
Because we live in white male patriarchy, white men set what's socially acceptable. So with you all setting what's socially acceptable, the degenerate behavior of black male culture needs to be checked, and there needs to, because we live in white male patriarchy, white men set what's socially acceptable. So with you all setting what's socially acceptable, the degenerate behavior of black male culture needs to be checked, and there needs to be more, because we're no longer looking for accountability from them because they've proven that they will not take accountability. We need the men who set the culture to make them take accountability.
I can work on something that will. I understand conceptually what you're saying, and I agree with that in theory. The interesting thing is, Bullet Bag, I love that name. She basically said, "Do you watch it, and is it celebrated?"
All right. So you heard those bed wenches up there, boy. Oh, they were running to Zaddy talking about how they want to get rid of us and, oh, we not held accountable. And did y'all hear these idiots? See, this is why I tell y'all, don't go back and forth with the likes of white supremacists, bed books, or bed wenches, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. The only reason I went back and forth with Sambo Sotomoisture Tammy is to use him tonight. See, that's what I use you for. Yeah, I don't go back and forth with you just for the sake of doing it like them clowns that you beef with over the years. You'll never see me make a beef video with nobody. Manhood won't allow you to do that. If it's really an issue with you, I don't want to talk at you. I don't. You don't go back and forth with idiots like that because you heard these bed wenches make the statement that black men are not held accountable like white men and other groups of men are. Since when? If that's the case, why are we the most incarcerated and the most exonerated? Because a lot of times the things that we're incriminated for or incarcerated for, we have not actually committed those crimes. They make no sense, family. You can't argue with them. And I want you to study this Overton's Window again, because see, that right there that you just heard, in today's society, don't you think that white supremacists aren't trying to weaponize those bed wenches amongst us against us? I'm going to say something that's really going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but I got to say it for the safety and protection of my community. When you see these situations where these brothers are often lynched and they tied up and hung up on trees, who you think helped setting them up? It's a combination of tethers and bed wenches. Now, I know you're like, damn, GBS, that's a hard statement to make. Well, just think logically. You forget, I'm a retired soldier. That's how I think at all times. That's exactly what I'm going to be until my dying day. Who would get a brother to lower his guard more than somebody that looks like him? Be it a tether or one of these bed wenches. See, you men better really start graduating past she got a fat ass, though, if that's how you think. Because a lot of them think just like this. And see, this is the sad part about it. They're very dangerous because they're not running around like this, talking like that, where you can just identify them as if they got a scarlet letter on their head. No. A lot of them will be right up under us, even in these new black media spaces. Let me make sure I'm clear on saying that. You better understand what I'm telling you. That is the ultimate Trojan horse. You hear me? Be wise, my brothers. Be very wise and discerning. You must graduate past just judging a woman off of her looks. As straight heterosexual men, we all do that. But you better learn to graduate past looking at what she looks like on the outside and start paying attention to her interior. All you got to do is pay attention to what she consumes, how she talks, how she acts. One of the telltale giveaways of a bed wench they can't help themselves, very easy. They always slobbering over what white men look like. That's a red flag. That's more than just somebody admiring somebody. You better hear what I'm telling you. Be cautious. Let me show you further proof of what I'm saying here. Because, see, when I say something, I can actually back up what I speak. Let me show you something, family. I want you to look at this bed winch right here. Okay? As you thought that that's all I had to show you. Oh, no, I am not done. Let's read what this bed winch had to say. I'm glad hero Daniel Penny was exonerated and acquitted from all charges. Neely was indeed a danger to himself and society, but we have a serious issue of mental illness and drug addiction in the country that has worsened while widely ignored. Okay? Yeah, that's what the bed winch had to say. And now, right behind her is a white supremacist, okay? Listen to what he said. And this is why the African-American community, first of all, I don't know who that African-American community is. Now, if you're talking about African immigrants over here, those are true African-Americans. We are foundational Black American freedmen, but I digress. And this is why the African-American community is the most violent. Really? Or these white supremacists. The most violent of any other race in America. You are promoting and inciting violence against a man who was found innocent by a group of his peers. The ignorance is strong in you. Now, I'm promoting violence by calling out their behavior, which is a part of their gaslighting. I'm promoting violence by calling out their white supremacist behavior. Telling my people you have the right to defend yourself and protect yourself against one of these domestic terrorists, these white supremacists. I'm the one who's inciting violence. But you're not going to say that about Daniel Penny and the rest of your white supremacists that murder innocent Black people. See how they always try to flip that around on this and see family? You'd be surprised how often this works on certain members of our community. You got certain Black folks, and I keep telling y'all about this on X about going back and forth with these white supremacists when I post something. You don't see me doing it. Let me tell you why. One of two reasons. One, going back and forth with them is pointless because it's always in bad faith. And number two, especially the men. Now, I can see why the women do it because women want to verbally spar with them and they want to have a feeling of getting them told. But sisters, you need to listen to me. The position of strength on any social media platform when we're talking about issues and them folks go jumping in our comment section, the position of strength is to block them and continue talking to each other. You better think about what I'm saying because, see, when you start talking back and forth with them, that gives them control over you as if what they say actually matters. When I post something on my platform, I'm talking to the foundational Black American freedmen community and our own Code 9 FBA brothers and sisters. I'm not talking to them. So there's the answer to the question. A lot of y'all be like, why don't GPS be in his comments going back? I see them. I just use them as a teaching lesson. Think about it. And this is what I want the ladies to really understand, because this is who I see doing it the most. It's some men over there, but this is what the ladies often don't get. Ladies, what do you gain by arguing back and forth with them online? That's not going to produce an anti-Black hate crime bill. That's not going to protect anybody in Black America. I had to block this goofball that was trying to be contrary for the sake of being contrary. It was a man. Because I asked him that question. I said, hey, man, you going back and forth with these white folks. You're wasting time. And I say, explain to me how this protect anybody in the Black community. And he actually had the nerve to try to quote to me, of all people, that has been teaching my people for decades with this platform on and offline, had the nerve to try to quote to me the work of our Queen Mother and Grandmaster teacher, Francis Cress Wilson. I'm like, boy, me, of all people, that's laughable. But that's how I can tell he didn't know who the hell he was talking to. A lot of people don't really look. For those of you that might be new over here, you better go in my about section and look how long this channel has been over here. This is a smaller channel, and I like it that way because only the serious-minded will gravitate to my content. What you have to worry is when you start getting them big channels and all kinds of idiots start showing up, along with more white supremacists. But go and look at and see how long my channel has been here. I know Johnny come lately to nothing. This is why I'm as respected as I am in these new Black media spaces. I'm not bragging, but you see it for yourself. All right? On and offline, by the way. Unlike Sambo Soda Moisture, okay? And Sambo Soda Moisture, since I brought your name up again, another reason why you really don't have any place trying to go back and forth with me or tell me that you gave me some celebrity, boy, my family's name is on buildings in my city. is yours. If we go in there based off accomplishments, I hate to do that, but sometimes you have to pop out and show niggas, like Kendrick said, okay? I digress. Study this Overton's window. Keep it close at hand because it applies to a great deal in American society towards Black America. But yet there's yet another lesson I need to teach you because, see, got to get into this. In fact, the business, I'm going to have to do this a different way than I was going to do it. First of all, let me know if you can hear what's being said. Well, you know what? I ain't going to even bother that because I think it's going to be some audio issues with this. So I'll tell y'all what I'm going to do with this. Hold on. We're going to go past this part here. He would be talking because this is going to be yet another lesson that I have to teach regarding this subject here. Okay, hold on. Right here, we'll put it on this. Now, I want y'all to take a good look at this AI image of these Black Nazi feminists, okay? Because you heard them on a previous broadcast here, and you heard them in this broadcast talking about going to Zaddy, talking about what they wish they would do to white men, actually petitioning white men to harm our people. Let me play something for y'all, okay? Let me play something for y'all and see. I'm going to actually thread a needle on this. And it's not going to be what you think. But see, heifers like this allow other clowns that don't have any good standing in Black America when they jump up and tell you out their own mouths that they're professed rapists and all kinds of nonsense, cooning and buffooning, talking about they wouldn't never marry no Black woman and that's why all their kids is by Mexicans. Hateful little heifers like this allow Sambos in our community that are just as worthless as Tammy Sotomayor. They allow them to actually make points off of their ignorance. Now, I'm going to play this, but then I'm going to underscore why young Black men, just because somebody say something that sounds right, you better consider the source of where it's coming from, and you better consider the intent of the person for saying it. Especially if they're sitting up with a non-Black woman and then they vocally said, not just have a non-Black spouse. That's one thing. But after they vocally disparage Black women and vocally tell you how they rape Black women, talking about some bitches need they pussy took, some of y'all already know who I'm talking about. Discernment is key. Young Black men, young Black women. That's something you must master over the course of your life if you want to live a wise life. And you want it to go well with you all the days of your life, okay? Salute to the good sister, good brother, Dad Miller TV for the Cash App, and salute to the good sister Sharon Robinson for the Cash App. Thank you very much. I'm gonna play this without commentary, and I want y'all to listen to all of it in its entirety because you're gonna get the point of why I said everything and why I threaded this together the way I did.
The fuck what happens to any Black man on this app, including being shot in the neck by a white man who has still not been arrested. I don't care, because these are the same men that said that they're not going to vote for a Black woman.
That's why God can't trust a woman to lead nothing. You see how illogical that is? That's why the woman cannot be trusted to lead. Because her emotions gets in the way of rationale. She'll burn this motherfucker down out of spite and regret it once it's burned down. That's why she gotta nurture. She can't come out front and dictate and analyze and give instructions. She gotta nurture. Because when her emotions get involved, homie, her logic goes out the window. And she's loyal to her emotions. She's not loyal to what's right. She's not loyal to her man. She's not loyal to her children. She's loyal to her emotions. Because when mama don't feel like it and mama tired, mama tell you go sit your ass down somewhere. Boy, I'm not having this today. She's loyal to her emotions. She will sit motherhood aside till she gather her emotions. And that shouldn't be the case.
Now, I know that there was some issues with that. because I can see it over here on my end. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room. Can y'all still hear me? Because I have a point I need to make, and I want this point to be very well understood and very well heard. Okay? Let me know if you can hear me. Because see, I hope you paid attention to what I said before I played that clip. Because now, family, now you see why I said that. Charleston White is a despicable piece of shit. I know how he started out. I know what he started doing, but see, I'm going to tell you why I say that. And if you on Patreon, go look up the Charleston White conversation that I did on my main channel, and you'll see why they removed that off of YouTube, because I went in on his ass with nothing but the truth, as I always do. Let me tell you something. The reason why I say he's a piece of shit is because if you're doing outreach work and you're trying to help your community, you're not worrying about people paying attention to you. That's what a bitch does, okay? And I use the term bitch in an ambidextrous fashion that applies to men and women. A bitch is always seeking attention. On this platform over the years, I'm not seeking attention for myself. The only value that it has to me is helping educate my community and connect my people for the empowerment and protection of our people. This platform isn't about me. I'm speaking on it to you, but it's not about me. Nothing I do offline is about me. See, I'm the guy that this is where I was even before I joined the military. I only care about completing the mission. Is it mission accomplished? It is? Okay, next one, let's go. That's it. We got too much work to be doing here for people to be running around talking about seeking attention. You see what I'm saying? In other words, if all you getting involved with activism work for is because you want personal attention, because out of his mouth, Charleston White, they didn't pay me no attention when I said this. Bitch, was that the goal, to get attention? Or was your goal to help people in the community? See, look, let me tell you something. Yes, you're due acknowledgement. There's nothing wrong with celebrating people for their actions and what they do. But at the end of the day, if I had to choose between being personally honored or acknowledged, and you told me, okay, you can have all this personal acknowledgement and honor, and you can even have the money that come with it, or would you rather have your people in a better state and position as a whole, especially young Black America going into the future? But you can only choose one. I'm telling y'all, family, I would choose the latter. I would choose the value of our future, which is young Black people, versus my own. I've made my own accomplishments. I made my own way. I'm not trying to gather attention or praise or accolades for myself. I only care about getting the work done. It's too much to do in every direction that you look in. For anybody, man or woman, to be sitting up here talking about me, my eye, me, my eye. If that's what you're doing this for, man, you're in it for the wrong reasons. So that's one of the reasons I call him a piece of shit, because now all Charleston White is a glorified troll. Yes, he's funny. Yes, like you just heard, he will say things where you be like, yeah, man, he got a point. He cooking. Consider the source and consider the intent. Anybody that's righteous ain't gonna come out here talking about women they raping, needing their pussy took. I got that right up here on this channel. And again, if you're on my Patreon, because I had it on this channel until they took it down, go search in Patreon the Charleston White conversation and you listen to it for yourself. And tell me, did I say anything wrong? I didn't make up no lies on that, man. So that's why I said what I said. Certain people, when they get to talking, they're not sincere about what they're saying. You really have to disregard that. You do. Now, this AI image, because a brother asked me, tell me that's AI. It is, but the reason why I created this image here or put it up here is because in a lot of them healthers' minds, this is what they are. The ones that you just heard earlier in that space, telling Zaddy, talking about the harm they wish they would inflict on Black men. This is what they see themselves as. Oh, yeah, this is what they see themselves as. So we must be very mindful about that in the community. So I say again, young Black men, get self-control about you so that you're not one of these brothers that are blindsided or set up by these helpers that think like this on the inside that you just can't see because you're looking at how they look on their exterior. I already showed you, and I made a lot of people mad when I went in on Meg Thee Stallion, but I'm not going to take that down, and I'm not going to take back a damn thing that I said. Because that bitch is out of pocket. And I would say that about any man that had any video with images of dead black women laid out. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a sister that don't like what I said, and you be like, well, I bet you won't say that about the men, find me a video of a man with dead black women strewn out and he mocking that and laughing and joking about it. I'll go in on his ass too. See, I don't do the double standards over here. This is one of the reasons why this platform has gained the respect that it has over the years. I call it down the middle. I want our community to be better as a whole. So when I see the men doing wrong, I'm going to speak on that. When I see the women doing wrong, I'm going to speak on that as well with no sugarcoating. Okay? That's where I stand. That's who I am. That's why I do what I do over here. But we got one more lesson to show you because, see, I told you that I was going to show you why them people are condemned by their own hands. And you know, Megan Kelly and all the rest of them talking about George Floyd being on fentanyl, Jordan Neely was high on K2, this, that, and the third. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to remind them of what their situation is in this country. I'm going to show you something, family. Because, see, sometimes you don't need to say anything. Sometimes you just need to show people. This is what they're dealing with. And their numbers are not decreasing as far as this problem anytime soon. I want y'all to look at this. And see, before we get to that, I got one more thing to say about Meg Thee Stallion. I already went in on her on that broadcast. But the reason that I did it, I wouldn't say nothing about her if she was just doing what she was doing with her little thotty karate image, even if I disagree with it. The reason I went in on her, and make no mistake, is this. This shit. This is high fucking treason. I don't care which one of our people do this. This is high treason. Knowing what we go through in this country as a whole, black men and women. You see what happened to Sonia Massey, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland. I could go on and on. And you think that it's only the men they're killing? Because that's basically what the underlying message was with this. I told you, I already threaded that needle in that broadcast with the so-called 92%. And then they keep talking about you wishing all this death and harm on your only protectors because we didn't vote for who you wanted us to vote for. We actually were doing the entire community a service, the few of us that held the line, and saying, no, this is not good for the whole of our people, including your hard-headed asses. One day, maybe just one day, they'll realize that, you know what? We were actually wrong. Thank God our men actually stood firm, and the women that stood firm with us and said, nope, we are not putting this cosplaying Hindu bedwench in office, because not only would it be bad for Black America, it would have been bad for the country as a whole. Maybe one day that'll happen, but I won't hold my breath for it. So I want to be extra clear why I said what I said. But now let's get to you, white America. Oh, you know, they didn't think I was going to forget about you. Here's what your future is going to look like. Because, see, it will be one thing. It would be one thing if what I'm about to show was most of your older population. And by the way, I hope you all know this, family. According to recent numbers, white American population is mostly elderly people. Oh, yes. We're a younger population than them in Black America. We are. Oh, yeah. Let that marinate on your minds for a minute and see. Here's why it's bad for them. Because, see, like I said, if it was older people doing what I'm about to show you, okay, hey, that's your older generation dying off. That's not your future. It's your older people. Future is your younger people. Their future is going to be doing exactly what I'm about to show you now. I don't even need to put any commentary over this. I'm just going to play it.
Boy, he back at it again, man. Mr. Lean with it, rock with it, man. I mean, what in the hell? What in the heaven? What in the world, man? I ain't never in my life seen nothing like this, man, until a few days ago, man. I caught him again, man. Back here just hanging out, man. I'm talking about literally hanging the fuck out, man. You ever seen somebody like this, man? You ever seen this shit in your life, man? If you have, man, boy, can you do it? I sure want to see, man. Let's see how many of y'all can do this shit, man. Once again, this is the new challenge, man. Lean with it, rock with it challenge, man. Let's see how many of y'all can do this, man. Welcome back to Fetty Land. Welcome back to Fetty Land. Everybody can be what they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Just take a hit. What they say, take a dab. And welcome to Fetty Land. This shit is crazy, out of control. I mean, man. Whew. So don't ever in your life take a hit of no Fetty. Stay away from the Fetty. Boy, live from Fetty Land. It's your boy Alpha More. We up out of here, man.
Yeah, white America, that's your future right there. That's where your young population is headed, because white supremacy does not raise strong generation. It raises weaker and weaker generations in succession. That's the thing you don't realize. And now you're looking at the weakest generation of young people you've ever had in white supremacist America. Because see, that drug, in case y'all don't know that Alabaster was on, that's called Trank. That's the street name for it. And I'm going to have a broadcast covering that coming up on Patreon soon. We going to go into why none of us should be doing these drugs. Look, you want to get the black empowerment quicker? Let them have all the drugs, family. Let them have it. Let them have it. That's accelerating their demise. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Your job as a black man or black woman is to be as healthy as you can be, learn as much as you can learn, because family, they're on their way out. It's over for them. Don't feel sorry for them. They've had too many chances to correct their behavior. They've earned what's coming to them many times over. So as funny as that was to see, their future isn't funny because they really don't have one. I think I made my point here tonight, family. I'm going to leave this up. I understand that they interfered with the broadcast, but let me ask you this question before we leave here tonight. Most of you that are in here, did you really get the point of tonight's broadcast despite the interruptions? Were you still able to get the message? Let me know, because I actually value what my audience thinks. Let me know. Did most of y'all get the point of tonight's broadcast despite the interruptions that we had to face here? Because it's their channel. It's their job to mess with platforms that educate black Americans. Did y'all get it? Because I want to be clear on this. I want to see just how much did that interfere with getting what I was trying to convey to you all here tonight. Most of y'all got it, right? Sound off. Let me know. Good deal. That's what I'm talking about. And see, in my opinion, no matter how much they mess with it, as long as the greater majority of you got the message that I was trying to convey, my mission was accomplished. And with that said, I want you to take care of yourselves. Remember, we are great and mighty people. Do not let these alabaster demons frustrate you, because you're actually watching ghosts. Their time is up. They are put on the genetic chopping block of history, and their time is up. And we don't have nothing to do with it. We couldn't save them if we wanted to. And I damn sure don't want to. Protect yourselves at all times, family. That's it. Salute to you, Black First. Thank you to everybody that contributed, and I will see you in future content.